Guggenhoff.
I've been looking forward to this for years.
Well, look at it. Beautiful. I've never seen tulips so big. Gorgeous.
We're so lucky we made it because tulip season's about to end in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God, go to my spirit animal. I'm so excited. I don't think I'm his spirit animal. Well, this is as Dutch as it gets. Wow, can you believe over 3 months they plant 7 million flower bulbs? Wow, that's every year.
Tulip!
What do you think?
They don't look very comfortable.
They're not, but they're attractive.
Some strawberries? Yes, please. Oh, wow. Yum. Oh my gosh. This makes me so happy.
This was incredible.
All right. I think it's the next spot for a poker tournament.
Hi, I'm Mike Sexton of the World Poker Tour, here to tell you about our membership site, clubwpt.com. It's not a gambling site, but it is real poker. In fact, you can win your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes each month without risking any of your hard-earned money. Check out clubwpt.com today and join me and tons of other players for great poker action and exciting tournaments. clubwpt.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Things may be slowing down here in Amsterdam, but they're just getting started on the WPT Deep Stacks European Tour. Next stop is Cannes, France. The festival begins May 30th through June 4th at Casino Cassette Barrière in the magical French Riviera, including a €1,200 buy-in main event. And it is right after the film festival, so make sure you mark your calendars because poker's red carpet awaits you.
Hello everyone, I'm Caitlin Howe for the World Poker Tour. Welcome back to our coverage of WPT Amsterdam here at the Holland Casino. It is day 3 and things are getting serious. Players are already in the money and we're getting closer and closer to the final table. Of the players to cash on day 3, we have spotted local favorite Noah Boken and Claire Renaud, who's playing one table over from her husband Fabrice Soulier. Fabrice is one of 3 players to cash the main event, who is also on the leaderboard for our Poker Stars Championship WPT Amsterdam Swing, coming in just behind Louis Salter. But no one is even close to our clear Amsterdam Swing winner, Andreas Klatt, who came in hot from a second place finish in Monte Carlo and is making a deep run again here in Amsterdam.
I mean, I played in Monaco and then realized that there's some leaderboard involved, and so I came here to win it, and
you did.
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
You won by a long shot. There's a few more in the contention for the final points, but nobody can top you.
I'm just excited. I still cannot believe that I make like another deep run like in a couple of weeks, so yeah.
To find out who will be next to have their name engraved on the WPT Champions Cup, be sure to follow our live updates on WPT.com. The cup awaits. I'm Caitlin Howe. Welcome back to our coverage of WPT Amsterdam. The streets are always bustling, so we stepped out of the casino today to explore an old city that is anything but old-fashioned. Amsterdam is a city rich with culture and art. So one of the stops you do not want to miss is the historic Rijksmuseum, a place where you'll find exhibits of the world's most famous and influential artists of all time. Amsterdam was originally named for a dam called Amstel. The city is full of history and the architecture is absolutely breathtaking. The most popular way to explore Amsterdam is easily by bike, and one of the most famous destinations to explore the city on wheels is the city's own Vondel Park. And if you're not careful, you might get run over. If you need a break from exploring, pull up a chair on one of the patios of the city's many charming restaurants. Bikes may be the most popular mode of transportation, but the most scenic way to view the city by far is a canal cruise. Amsterdam is famous for its waterways, and there are 165 canals and over 1,200 bridges. If you're looking to have the canal experience, you need look no further than the casino itself. The Holland Casino is right on the water, and it's just steps away from all of these attractions. There are so many reasons that WPT Amsterdam is not a stop that you want to miss. For more coverage of this beautiful city, you do not want to click away from our live updates on WPT.com.
I got 4 guys calling me, I'm out in front, and I lose.
Vince, stop playing that nonsense on those other social poker sites. Start putting your skill to the test at playwpt.com. At PlayWPT, the chips don't come easy, so your opponent will think twice before going all in with a 7 deuce. You can play as much as you want, whenever you want, in ring games, tournaments, and sit and goes.
Yes! Yes, my hand finally held up. Beautiful. That's the way it was supposed to work.
Play WPT Poker where skill matters.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our coverage of WPT Amsterdam. I'm Caitlin Howe and I'm here on the floor of the Holland Casino, where WPT has partnered with them for a 3rd year to bring you this very special event. And earlier today, I get to sit down with some of the staff and find out how they're setting the bar for poker events in the Netherlands. Oddstichter and Marijn Cameron. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did get it right.
Marijn here is the PR manager for the Masters Classic. Tell me more about this renowned event.
Well, it's going to be the 26th time, so it's grown from a small to a huge event. Poker players from all over the world. It's wonderful, it's serious, big money, and well, yeah, it has it all. And it's got Amsterdam, so what else do you want more?
I've heard so much buzz about it here on the floor of WPT Deep Stacks. We have Ad over here, he's the table manager. Talk to me a little bit about the history of this event and the poker community here at Holland Casino.
Well, started then with the Master Classic of Poker. We started 25 years ago here in Amsterdam. We didn't have the poker knowledge, so we needed some help from United States. Doug Dalton was one of them who helped us with setting up the first tournament. And after that, it became bigger and bigger and bigger. One of the biggest and best known tournament in Europe. And the last few years, we see a lot of players coming from United States, from a lot of other countries, and we're pointing out to let it grow more. After Master Classics, we get in touch with the WPT. And 3 years ago, we started with the WPT in Amsterdam. First time, difficult. Started slowly, I think, but now it's perfect. It's a good tournament. WPT in May, Master Classic Poker in November. That's good. during the year for Amsterdam. So we are very happy to have both tournaments here in Amsterdam.
What do players have to look forward to when they sign up for the Masters Classic, the prizes and the attractions that the event brings?
Well, we've got one super high roller, which is amazing. We started it last year and it was a big success. And then we have the 10,000, but also a main event of 5,000. And smaller events also going on. And some nice tournaments like a team event, progressive bounty, which gives a lot of action and vibration, which is really cool. And Holland Casino has got like the best service. That's what the guests are telling us. And I don't want to brag, but that's what we get back. And everybody feels so welcome. And that's what we're trying to focus on as well, that everybody that comes here has the best experience ever.
Well, you can come here in May and have a shot at the WPT Cup, and then come back in November and have a shot at the Masters Plate.
Absolutely.
And then roll further on. There's some poker players, big poker players, they started here and they're huge now, and they're playing all over the world.
Well, something for everybody. Thank you both so much for what you do here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Howe, back with our coverage of the WPT Amsterdam series here at the Holland Casino. The casino property is worth a visit in and of itself. I'm going to give you a closer look. In the heart of this vibrant European city, the casino offers numerous live table games, slots, a high-limit gaming area, and celebrated fine dining in the restaurant here, all amidst a high energy that mirrors its spectacular surroundings. There you have it. If you're looking to play great poker in Amsterdam, look no further than Holland Casino for the most prestigious poker events in the Netherlands. For more information, check out hollandcasino.nl, and of course, stay tuned to WPT.com.
Isn't it beautiful here?
So cool.
Amsterdam. I'm terrified.
Hey, Caitlin, how are we gonna get down?
I don't know.
I probably look like I'm broken, like my
Amsterdam. Smell the roses, Caitlin. Hey. Down one.
Feels real. You think it's real?
It looks like it.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to flip coins or play cards?
Vince, real poker players are sick of the all-in fest on those other social poker sites, so they're switching to playwpt.com. Stop playing nonsense and start playing poker. At playwpt.com, the chips don't come easy, so every hand matters. No more waiting for pocket aces and praying for them to hold up against 3 or 4 opponents. That's not poker.
That's right. Play anytime, day or night. There's always a seat open. Play WPT Poker.
Where skill matters.
Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Gilmartin joining you for the WPT Amsterdam main event final table. 6 players left. And here we have our final tablists. And I'm joined by Team PokerStars Pro Chris Moneymaker, who's just walked in. Hello and welcome. I was.
Bet you were.
I thought you left me high and dry.
No, I had to go grab a little bite to eat. This would be a tough job all by yourself. Do we not even have a chat box here?
No, I don't think so. Do we have it? Let me see. I'm going to pull over the Twitch, maybe.
Yes, we need a chat box or something.
We do. We got to speak to you all. What did you eat?
I had spaghetti just down the street. I went all over this casino trying to find something. Nothing open till 2 o'clock. And then I guess they had to get organized for 30 minutes.
Yes.
So I had to run out.
Service is a little slower in other parts of the world compared to the US, I got to say.
Well, that's what happens when you don't tip.
Yeah.
I mean, over here, they're not accustomed to the tipping. Oh, but see, look at this.
We've just had an Oreo delivery.
There's 4?
And they're all for you. I don't want to touch them.
Oh, you weren't going to get any of them. Don't worry. Thank you so much.
So we have a chat box.
Oh, we have a chat box.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll,
We have one guy with a lot of chips.
We do.
Jan. We'll just call him Jan. Oh, Jan.
Jan. It's the pronunciation's Jan. And he has to be one of the happiest people I think I've ever come across.
All right. Well, is he the one with all the chips and like
Yeah,
the monster stack?
But yeah, well, that would make anyone happy when you've got a stack that big.
For sure.
But he actually, in the player bios, so they had to fill out player bios last night, and I just loved it, that he wrote in the marital status, happily married. I think that's very sweet. Not just married, happily married. And apparently he's always on his iPad, FaceTiming his wife from the table, showing her what's going on. I think that's very sweet. So I'm sure she's watching right now.
That is very sweet.
Hello, Mrs. Jansma.
Jansma, I like it. I didn't get these little player bios, so I'm going to have to read them now.
Yeah?
They gave me the production copy that gave me no information whatsoever.
That's all right. We have these to read right here, right now, for everyone to experience at the same time. Right, people are chatting. By the way, this is my first live stream ever.
Well, welcome. It's going to be an interesting experience. I've done a few of these. You know,
Sure
obviously different setups, different things. I can't see the chat box over there, so
Okay.
you're going to have to run it.
I
You can
will
run it. You can run it.
You're happy with not reading it? Okay.
But just, I guess, whenever we get to a slow point, if we have questions pop up, it's always good. And I guess we're not on stream, so it's just our voice, right? So
Yes.
we don't.
I did my hair this morning.
I took a shower and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And now you can't all see it. Well, at
Well,
least
you can benefit from the shower from yesterday. We don't have the
we don't have our onion breath.
onion breath from yesterday. Everybody's like at home, what are they talking about? This guy's in a freaking parka. He's covered up. He's Unabomber ×2. Guy behind the dealer. He's.
Is he? Oh, here we go. Now I can see it.
Either people aren't cash. It says biggest tournament cash. Like most people have it like blanked. Is that? I like this. Greatest poker accomplishment. This one.
This one. That's a pretty good feeling.
Look at Jan. His biggest cash was 20,000. I'm rooting for him right now. Sorry, guys. I'm reading through the bios. I might find another favorite too.
I mean, he's not exactly the underdog with the stack like that in front of him.
So the blinds are 20-40s. We got about a 12 big blind ship with 5-7 from the button, which is pretty standard. Got quickly looked up. Fast pace here.
Yeah.
Live streams on them, they all wait for the cameras and everything. This is good.
Straight
Quick.
into it. All right. So we've got the chat box open. I am. Let's see. Where did
Ooh.
Lex place? That's a good question. I don't know where Lex placed.
Lex placed way away. It doesn't matter.
Not even close to the money. It wasn't even in the records. Oh, Lex.
Poor Lex. Oh, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jonathan off our pile and throw him away.
Oh, Jonathan, that was a quick exit.
Yeah, he came in with 12 big blinds. So let's see what Jonathan said. We'll read his bio so people at home can have some fun. He is a poker player by profession. He used to be a student. I think he's been a poker player for 10 years. He satellited in. He's played in 2 WPTs, and his biggest cash was $25K.
Well, today he's just won 27, so
He can
he's just topped that.
Yep, this is old news. He can throw it away now.
27,000 euros.
So we got one more person. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name.
Shingis.
Shingis.
He's from Kazakhstan.
Oh, interesting.
Shingis Satubayev.
Now, how in the hell did you know that?
I'm.
So there's 2 Kazakhstan people on the stream, on the final table?
Oh.
Th-
I don't
They have
know.
the same flag.
Is that the Kazakhstani flag? Is there 2?
I thought you knew because
I just saw it on his bio. Let's see. How prepared do we sound?
people are at home like, oh, these guys are terrible.
I can't. The Kazakhstan flag looked quite nice. I need to Google this.
We got one more person that's sitting on about 11 big blind stacks. So as we're down to 5-handed, he'll be forced to do something relatively quickly. And I think, no, this is a 20 big blind stack shoving with Queen 10. This is ambitious.
So yeah, Daniel Danova.
He just didn't put it down.
He didn't put it down, but he's.
But
another
they are
kind
from
of-
the same country.
Yes, I'm assuming they must be friends.
I think that was the short stack with the ace high. Everybody's a poker player now. No, there's one guy that said he's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the guy that's the short stack, and I'm assuming that's
Yes,
Yeah.
the guy in the black hoodie. This
With-
is Shingis.
6'3" is a little light under the gun. He's thinking about it though. And there it goes.
So Jorn apparently lives in Bali now. You know, he's a local. He is Dutch. Long-time online grinder. Now lives in Bali. Just living the dream.
Hey,
On a beach.
if you can play online, just play wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I live in Memphis. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. I expect Jan to make a pretty easy call here, and we'll get to see a flop with the 2 big stacks. Oop, the sunglasses go on for Danny R. We'll go with
I
that.
think it is. The poker face is on.
And Danny R should win this pot. He'll probably continuation bet and Jan will fold. Poker's easy from the booth.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's a pro when you can see the whole card.
No doubt. Game's so much easier.
Would you like some sparkling water, Chris?
Is that sparkling or it looks like still?
Sparkling.
There's no
Do you
spark.
like
There's
yep,
no.
look at that.
Oh, there's spark. No.
Oh, you don't like it? You waited for me to pour it.
I wanted to see if it was
You really
sparkling.
didn't believe me.
I didn't believe you.
You don't want it?
No. Oh,
I love sparkling water.
if the only thing sparkling should be champagne, we need like alcohol or something.
Yeah, you need it in a champagne glass.
You could really step up this stream with some alcohol in the booth.
That's true. I do my best work after a glass of anything that's alcoholic.
I saw this the other night. You did really, really well.
Chris and I last night actually interviewed the winner of the
Montadam swing.
The Montadam swing, the full name, the Poker Stars Championship WPT Montadam swing.
Yeah, Andreas Clyde. He's a cool guy
He
from
is.
Germany. I think everybody from Germany's winning everything from
Right.
Germany.
Unstoppable.
But like he crushed it. I looked at they gave the points here. He had 240 points. The next closest person had 40.
Wow.
I mean, he just destroyed everybody.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, he said he's going to play a full WSOP and he'll be in Barcelona for winning the Poker Stars package.
It's the official start of his poker grind.
I feel sorry for him.
He looked pretty happy last night.
Yeah, he was on cloud 9. Although he was very shy when he was, you could tell he wasn't comfortable in front of the camera.
No.
I remember those days.
Yeah. Now you're a pro.
Well,
Now it's just you're a veteran.
I guess. I've been doing it long enough now. It's so weird not having the camera on us in here. Usually when you do the live stream, you have the camera staring at you. So.
Yeah. I'm getting eased in for my first session. Just voice only. Let's see. Dotcher T91. Sup, Chris? What's up?
What's up? How we doing today? Sitting here watching final table of the WPT.
Valentin is asking, can we get stack sizes on the screen?
The stack sizes are on the screen periodically. You'll see them pop up. Oh, hello, short stack with aces. Flat here. Flat here. That would be so good. He's too short to do it, but it was a button raise. He's just not going to get called that often.
60 Days Williams Wonder asked, who's there with Moneymaker? I am Lynn Gilmartin. I'm the anchor of the World Poker Tour. It's not often I get to come out here to Europe, so I'm loving it that I'm here in Amsterdam. Oh.
I don't know why they
misses
put
one
the
foot.
2 best looking people on a stream with no camera.
Right.
It makes no sense to me.
Rookie error.
Yeah, that's something they need to fix for later. I'm sure when Jake comes in, they'll have the camera up and running.
That's right. Yes, we have a few people rotating through the stream today.
Yeah, I think they said they're going to keep people coming in here, so it'll keep the action flowing.
That's what they said. Now we're locked in for 7 hours.
But for whatever reason, they shut the door. I don't know. They told us just to sit here and we'll be all right.
So how's your Amsterdam experience been, Chris?
Not too bad. You know, main event didn't go as good as I wanted. I lost every big hand on day 1, so I came in relatively short with 12 bigs going into day 2. But other than that, you know, I've been playing Scoop. The city here is amazing. I literally, I got lost in the city the other day. I walked for like 3 hours and sort of got turned around. I ended up having to take one of the little pedaling cabs back because I enjoyed one of the many beautiful things here in Amsterdam. I ate one of these little edible things. And
you did?
Yes, I was sort of disoriented walking around. It's kind of weird, but
I love it.
Fun. It was fun. It was, you know, I haven't done that in a long time, so.
When in Amsterdam.
Yeah, hey. So, yeah, I basically just got confused. Just walking around aimlessly for 3 hours.
That is fantastic.
Yes, it was fun.
I couldn't bring myself to do it. I walked into one of the cafes because you got to see it, right? The coffee shops.
Oh, what a flop for Jorn. Unfortunately, Daniel didn't catch much of it. I think he's shocked at how good he flopped. Really quick snap forward bottom pair there. Yeah, so it was an interesting day.
Oh, I bet. Oh.
Me and Jake Cody were supposed to do it together, but we could never coordinate. He was playing events or I was playing events, and so.
So you just went and did it on your own?
I did. Jake did it on his own too. So we had we talked. We had a pretty similar experience.
I heard about his experience.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It was a very good one.
Yeah, mine
Very
was
positive.
Yeah, mine was a very positive experience too.
Well, that's good.
Although, you know, getting lost kind of was, you know, a little weird, but I never felt in danger. It was a safe city. I was just walking around, but then I was just sort of disoriented, and I was trying to look at my map and couldn't quite make it out.
That's when you call an Uber and get yourself home.
Well, they have these bike taxis here. So you just get in the back and they wheel you. Basically, they're motorized bike taxis.
Uh-huh.
So I
I
found
love how everyone rides bikes here.
there's no cars. It's so crazy.
Fantastic.
It's weird though, 'cause I was up this morning like 6 o'clock playing online, and there's just tons of cars all over the street. 'Cause I guess the public transportation shuts down, and no one's on bikes. So there's honking all over the place. There's so many cars, which is so weird compared to everything else in the city.
Yes.
There's no cars here.
I've had, oh, we haven't all in? Nope. I've had many run-ins, near run-ins with the bike lane because it's not clearly marked. So it just still looks like the footpath and I go to walk on it and I've nearly been run over about 5 times from bike.
Yeah, well, there's no like rule, I don't think. I mean, when you try to cross the road, if you step out the wrong time, you're going to get hit by not a car, but by a bike.
By a bike. And they don't stop. Like bikes have the absolute right of way in this city, I think.
I think it goes bikes, walkers, then cars. I
think so.
But yeah, the bikers are.
They're fierce.
Yes, very much.
They're on a mission.
I've played with Lewis quite a bit. Actually, I knew I recognized him. Number of WPT events, he says a bunch.
A bunch. Did you play in this this event with him or in other events?
Other events.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't put his occupation as a poker player, but I know he is. He's been around for quite a while from the UK. See if we'll see some big stack action again here. Jan's in the big blind. It's a min raise. You can pretty much on his stack defend just about anything. Which looks like he's going to do. Oh my goodness, we got more food. Oh, this is your food. Wait a minute.
Thank you so much. Okay, beautiful Caitlin has just come to deliver a sandwich. Did you take the ham out over there? Fantastic. Although I don't think I can munch on this. You want half of it?
You have like a bottle of still water?
He doesn't do sparkling.
I know, I'm kind of weird like that. We've turned her into our delivery.
to our waitress.
Well, that's what they give when they lock us in a booth. I mean, literally, if people could see, I'm going to take a picture of where we are.
Actually, I should. I'm going to put on my Instagram story right now the glamorous setting, which is probably why the executive decision was made to not put us on camera. just have voices. So I'm here with Chris Moneymaker. We are in the booth for the WPT Amsterdam live stream of the final table. And here it is. We've got 5 players left, and this is our glamorous setting.
Okay, you got this all done.
Yeah.
Knocking it out.
So Twitch viewers, if you want to actually see the setting, go to my Instagram at @LynGilmartin. You'll see it on my stories.
How are you doing that? Because it was facing that way a minute ago.
Just turn it around like this.
You didn't turn it, though.
Oh, like this. You just... Oh. Tap that.
Oh, you tapped it. I didn't see you tap it.
So Chris is new to Instagram. When did you sign up?
Well, actually, I signed up a really long time ago. I just never did any of it, and I just started doing it here recently.
Okay.
Oh, I love this raise by Jan. Look at this with a 4-5. I was going to say Jan can't keep calling if he's going to. Did we say something wrong?
The payout. Let's see.
I didn't do the payout, so it's all your fault.
I know. Let's see.
The payouts are on the first page.
Where are they? I know they should
They're
be.
right there.
There they are.
How could you just can't read, or?
Oh, on the screen. I was reading off of the screen, but it was wrong. So the payout for 6th place. What he still actually is. He still did win 500 euros more than what he's written down as his biggest. 6th place payout was 25,525
because you read 27.
euros. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Look, it says 27 on the screen. Gotta fix that screen.
Yes, the screen is broken. See, it would have been just much better to put us on screen.
Right?
But they ruined the day. They didn't want to catch us in this with all the tables and whatever else is back here. Nice to pick up pocket kings. Not so nice when you get 0 action. So there's only one guy here wearing glasses at the table. I think everybody else is without the sunglasses. And he had the hoodie up earlier. He was going full bore poker player. Sunglasses, hoodie.
Which guy? This one?
Yeah. I think they're from the same country.
I think they are.
The weird silence. See, this is what happens when you get two people here that don't go in the booth very often, and they don't give you anything to go with. It's like, we have 3 hours to fill here. And guys, I promise you at home, this is. I mean, I respect what some of the commentators do because this is not easy work.
It's not. Just.
It's been 20 minutes. She's looking at her clock.
No, we actually, I think in about an hour or less, Brian Paris, is it? The poker player?
Yeah.
He's coming in.
Oh, cool.
Uh-huh.
What's he
So I
doing
think he
over
might be
here?
saved from my company and chatting with him. He lives here.
He does?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
He's been living here for about 4 years, I think he said.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've seen his stream a few times. Really, I've played with him quite a bit.
Nice guy.
He is a nice guy. Well, we're going to get into all kinds of technical poker talk then.
Yeah, I know. I'm leaving all of the commentary in terms of poker up to you. You're the pro on this. I'm not even going to try commentate the table. That's Mike and Vince's job, and that's your job.
You're the color. I'm
color.
I'm play-by-play.
Yeah, exactly.
People are going to watch this like, well, he's never getting a show. And
Lynn and Chris, is that Jack Salter's brother?
I don't know if it's his brother or not.
I don't know. Well, we can try find out. Oh, someone else. Oh, no. World Poker Tour just said yes. Jack's brother. Yes,
I was about to say they look very similar, and obviously both from the UK. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Caitlin. Who else is in this chat box?
Jimmy Bluffett's over there.
Who's Jimmy Bluffett?
Jimmy Bluffett's in every single Twitch chat box ever.
Really? I'm new to this world.
Yeah,
Everyone has to chat more.
I was new to this world for a long time.
So Jimmy Bluffett, which one's Jimmy Bluffett?
I don't know.
He's not here.
He's always here.
Well, Jimmy, start chatting.
No, he's not here, maybe.
No.
Let's see here. Let me go see what we got.
By the way, shout out to my mum, whose birthday it is today. I've got my little reminder up there on top of the Twitch chat box.
You had to set yourself a reminder. Oh, look at you. Yes, you did.
Because I'm on the other side of the planet. She's in Australia. I need to remember to call her.
Jimmy is sleeping. Jimmy doesn't sleep. You guys know this. The sad thing is that everybody on Twitch knows exactly who Jimmy is. That broke everything.
They do. Jimmy's sleeping. Jimmy got a life.
No, Jimmy didn't get a life. We know
This is Jimmy's life?
This is Jimmy's life. We love Jimmy.
So Jimmy's a happy participant in the
Twitch,
yeah.
the Twitch sphere, yes, for sure. He's, I think he's on every single stream I ever go see. He actually won one of Bill Perkins' little things to come down the PCA, so I met him down at the PCA, and super nice guy. He just loves being on Twitch. He's a poker junkie and likes being on Twitch. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and someone else, Iron, met Jimmy at the PCA this year as well. I guess he won. Iron, did you win one of Bill's packages as well? Someone says to call your mom.
It's 11. Is it already 11? No.
It's 3.
No,
11.
in Australia.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, you're. No, yes, that's right. It's 11 p.m.
You have 6
but
minutes.
today. No, thank you so much for that warning. But it's my reminder to call her tonight, which is tomorrow morning for her. So, thanks. Just like really being super careful that I don't miss it. How does Jimmy Bluffett get everywhere?
IRS agent, you probably have the worst name online ever.
No one likes.
No one likes you.
Yeah.
No one likes you.
No one wants to be anywhere near an IRS
You need just to
agent.
leave the stream now, please, sir. It's 6 a.m. in Vegas. Golly. I knew I was tired for a reason. I guess I was up till 7 playing.
How was it?
I busted in the very last level of the scoop before they made day 2. So,
Oh.
yeah. First place was 18,000. I made like $300.
Yeah.
And I had to stay up all night.
Oh.
Yep. But I get to
It's
be in here with
$300 more than zero.
This is true, although it cost me 100, so it was 200 more than zero.
Okay.
But
Any
thank you
win's
for
a
trying
win.
to make me feel good.
Listen, I say any money in the pocket is a win.
Yeah, for sure. Danny R continuing to raise. I think he's raising 100% of his blinds, of his buttons here, obviously. And obviously Lewis has picked up on this fact and moved on with a6. And we're not even going to go to Hollywood good.
So this just in. Lewis Salter is Jack's younger brother, and they travel around the world together playing events. Lewis was inspired to get into poker after seeing his brother be successful with it, and they're both British. There you go.
Well, one was
Fun
British,
fact.
so, you know.
Yeah, I guess they were. And Jan Jansma is a former bridge world champion. Do you
Really?
play bridge?
I used to play bridge.
Yeah?
Not as good as him, obviously.
Obviously, world champ.
And no cheating, by the way.
What? I've
Getting-
got my people sending me
getting
information.
Donnie to
Thanks,
tec-
Donnie Peters.
Donnie over here just texting you all. Where's my text? Where's my crutch?
You've got the poker to focus on.
I'm got to carry this show without any crutch. That's so brutal. No alcohol, no crutch, no nothing.
Nothing to eat.
Yeah, no, they brought us food.
Would you like?
No, they burnt the living, you know what, out of it.
I know. It
And
smells good though.
But you took the ham off of it too.
I did. Does that make it unappealing for you now?
Well,
It's just
I mean, I've got Oreos, so double stuffed.
double stuffed Oreos. Is that your key to staying healthy on the road?
I got it from the Royal Flush Girls. They were having it, and she pulled out this whole bag of Oreos, and she's like, "I'll save you 2." I'm like, 2? There's the whole box is there. She's like, "Yeah, this is my lunch." I'm like, "Oh, you don't have to save me any then." But she was nice. She actually saved me 4.
It's I don't know where she puts them. She eats these Oreos, and Brendan, her husband, eats ice cream and donuts every day, and they're both 2 of the most in shape, fittest people
They
I've
reminded
ever
me
met.
of me and you.
Yeah, right.
Well, you, I'm in shape. Round is a shape.
Round is a shape.
It's true.
I like that one. I'm going to use it.
You can't. You have to be round to use it. That's the whole point.
We're not going there. We're not. After all of the bread that is served in Europe, I'm feeling a lot more round now than what I was feeling when I got here. Let's say that.
Well, maybe you should stop going on Tinder dates then. I'm gonna get you in trouble.
So last night when I saw Chris, I was like, I was at a dinner date, and they heard me say Tinder date, and then it was just like an awkward. I was not on Tinder.
It's okay. I mean, you probably went to the coffee shop and then got on Tinder. It's okay.
But apparently that's a thing for girls. Oh, hang on a second.
Someone said he's out. Donnie's trying to text you.
I'm getting more from my.
Oh, I'm getting Donnie's message on here.
Oh, so you can.
I can snipe
beat me
your.
to the crutch.
I can snipe your text messages.
So we had discussed he was living in Bali, living the dream in paradise.
And he busted.
Yeah, and now.
He's the one that busted.
Have we? Well, you can Go back to paradise.
For the people at home, do we know what the chip denominations are? Do we know what the black and the? I mean, I'm assuming the yellow are probably 25,000 chips. Jan put in a pretty sizable raise. It looks like 95K. It's a little bigger than normal sizing. I don't know if he's normally doing that.
So what's next up for you? Where are you heading?
I'm actually going straight to New Jersey from here tomorrow. Or is it tomorrow? What is today? Saturday? I have no idea what day it is.
Today's, yes, Saturday.
So I think tomorrow I get on a plane and go to New Jersey. I'll be in New Jersey for 9 days. I'm going to stream NJ Coop, so you actually see my face and all that good stuff. But
Nice.
I'll be on Twitch for the next 9 days, or 8 days, because take away the flying time. And then head off to Russia to play the Sochi event.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Busy.
Busy, busy. But then I get to be home on vacation for about a month. Everybody, you know, all the poker players go out to Vegas for the World Series, and I go home.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the kids are out of school. We'll be in the pool every day. How about you?
Perfect. I am heading to, where am I going to? Going to Vegas, actually, for Tiger Jam. Tiger's Poker Night.
Okay.
Play a little poker with Tiger Woods. for
Fantastic.
The Tiger Woods Foundation. That happens every year with WPT Foundation. So that's happening in Vegas. And then WPT 500 is happening in Los Angeles.
So it's a pretty quick
It's a big
trip.
one.
Yeah, it's a really big one.
Yeah, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit.
Those are easy bounces, though. Vegas
They are nice and close. And then I'm going to Mexico City.
For
Well, I live between there and LA. My boyfriend's from Mexico City.
I knew that.
Yeah, so I go there a lot. So we have a farm. I'm going to go and do some farming. It balances out my casino time. So there's my vacation.
You gotta have balance for sure.
Yes.
We got a call with Jordan shoved with ace-8, and Daniel called with king-queen. Is that? Did he call or did he not? He did call. Okay, here we go. I thought he said call. Jordan's been shoving really light with 20 bigs. I don't know if this was a small blind, big blind situation, which would make a little bit more sense. Actually make a lot more sense. But gotta dodge 10 outs to stay in the event, and he did not. Yes, that was small blind, big blind. That's why.
So now he can go back to Bali. That is our Bali resident.
Oh, so we got a spoiler.
We did get a spoiler.
Oh, wow. Donnie Peters with the spoil.
I didn't want to highlight it anything.
They cut us off.
He did.
I got
Trouble talking
a
about-
weird feeling that someone's gonna go broke here.
You reckon?
I don't know. Something tells me.
Oh, the intuition. Let's see if Moneymaker's on the spot.
That and we were just told someone's going broke. Sorry. Spoiler alert.
It's just a spoiler galore. Come on, Chris.
Oh, come on. Everybody knows.
So we lost Jorn. He won 30,800 euros for 5th place. Pretty nice.
That's awesome.
What's the currency in Bali? Whatever
No.
it is, it's a lot of it.
All right. Yeah. So someone tell us what the Bali exchange rate is. That's our question of the minute.
How is Lex not playing this event? He was Annie's boy, actually, but he didn't have much luck.
I played this event too, by the way.
I think he busted on day 1. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe you did. I made it to day 2 and I didn't see Lex. And Lex is hard to miss.
He is hard to miss.
congratulations.
On what? Oh, thanks, Squirter. I'm just trying to catch up on the. Oh, okay, good. It's gone.
Lex did make day 2. I just somehow missed him.
Oh, he did make day 2?
Someone said he made day 2.
Oh.
So.
FYI, black chips are 5,000 and yellow are 25,000. Just like Chris said.
I didn't say the black. I assumed they were 5, but I didn't get it out in time.
Well, being the pro that you are, you assumed correctly.
I assumed the 25s. And we got a king 6 shove. I thought someone said that. Never mind. We've got a king 6 versus ace 8. Gore Fresh. I've seen Gore Fresh. I know him pretty well. Whoa.
Whoa, lights are out.
What in the world? It's pitch black in here now.
Someone just turned the lights off on us. Oh, they're back. We have power and internet. That's all that matters. But the lights, they're back.
After this hand, we're going to be taking a 5-minute break.
Was the intuition correct? Let's see the river.
I bet it's 7. Oh, no.
We've lost our Kazakhstani. Is that how you say Kazakhstani?
There's Gore Fresh. I knew he'd be picking on me. This kid, he won me some money in a bar in Atlantic City. He's asking where we're going to go play cash after I bust my scoops.
Oh.
And then he gives me the kappa.
What is this?
That's joking. Haha.
That face is?
Yeah, that face means that we're joking. That's the Twitch thing for
Oh, there's a whole language on Twitch?
Yeah, there's a whole, and I don't understand most of it. Like, I don't know what that is. Some guy yelling, I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, we are about to take a quick break. We will be back shortly.
Yeah, we'll be back in 5.
All right.
Hi, I'm Mike Sexton of the World Poker Tour, here to tell you about our membership site, clubwpt.com. It's not a gambling site, but it is real poker. In fact, you can win your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes each month without risking any of your hard-earned money. Check out clubwpt.com today and join me and tons of other players for great poker action and exciting tournaments. clubwpt.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Things may be slowing down here in Amsterdam, but they're just getting started on the WPT Deep Stacks European Tour. Next stop is Cannes, France. The festival begins May 30th through June 4th at Casino Cassette Barrière in the magical French Riviera, including a €1,200 buy-in main event. And it is right after the film festival, so make sure you mark your calendars because poker's red carpet awaits you.
I'm rooting for him right now. Sorry, guys. I'm reading through the bios. I might find another favorite, too.
I mean, he's not exactly the underdog with the stack like that in front of him.
So the blinds are 20-40s. We got about a 12 big blind ship with 5-7 from the button, which is pretty standard. You got quickly looked up. Fast pace here.
Yeah.
Live streams on them, they all wait for the cameras and everything. This is good.
Straight
Quick.
into it. All right. So we've got the chat box open. Let's see. Where did Lex place? That's a good question. I don't know where Lex placed.
Lex placed way away. It doesn't matter.
Not even close to the money. It wasn't even in the records. Oh, Lex.
Poor Lex. Oh, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jonathan off our pile and throw him away.
Oh, Jonathan, that was a quick exit.
Yeah, he came in with 12 big blinds. So let's see what Jonathan said. We'll read his bio so people at home can have some fun. He is a poker player by profession. He used to be a student. I think he's been a poker player for 10 years. He satellited in. He's played in 2 WPTs, and his biggest cash was $25K.
Well, today he's just won 27, so
He can
he's just topped that.
Yep, this is old news. He can throw it away now.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Howe back with our coverage of the WPT Amsterdam series here at the Holland Casino. The casino property is worth a visit in and of itself. I'm going to give you a closer look. Set in the heart of this vibrant European city, the casino offers numerous live table games, slots, a high-limit gaming area, and celebrated fine dining in the restaurant here, all amidst a high energy that mirrors its spectacular surroundings. There you have it. If you're looking to play great poker in Amsterdam, look no further than Holland Casino for the most prestigious poker events in the Netherlands. For more information, check out hollandcasino.nl, and of course, stay tuned to WPT.com.
Do you want to flip coins or play cards?
Vince, real poker players are sick of the all-in fest on those other social poker sites, so they're switching to playwpt.com. Stop playing nonsense and start playing poker. At playwpt.com, the chips don't come easy, so every hand matters. No more waiting for pocket aces and praying for them to hold up against 3 or 4 opponents. That's not poker.
That's right. Play anytime, day or night. There's always a seat open. Play WPT Poker,
where skill matters.
Those are the guys that know for TV. Daniel.
All right, guys, we're back. Well, one of us is back, and I got really bad news for me. Maybe bad news for you guys, but probably not bad news for you guys. More bad news for me because I'm not sitting next to Lynn Gomonti anymore. I'm sitting next to Brian Paris, which is, in my eyes, a very, very bad beat. But the guy is really smart at poker. I've watched his stream a lot. He's a really talented player. So it's good to have him on for the poker content. He just doesn't quite look as good here. And you guys can't see it, so it doesn't matter to them. Where, you know, there's no camera here. It's all voice. So they won't be suffering as much as I am right now. But welcome to the show here, Brian.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not as easy on the eyes as Lynn might be, but hopefully I can provide some quality poker content here for you guys. It's definitely cool to be in the booth with a legend such as yourself.
See, legend just makes you feel old, dude. Well, looks like we have some time to fill here because they're counting chips. We're down to 3-handed. Looks like they're starting to deal, but So I didn't know you lived over here. You're Amsterdam native, huh?
No, not native. I've been here
mean,
for 4 years now. Yeah, from California originally.
Yeah, I knew you were from the U.S., so I didn't know where you streamed from. I knew you streamed. I didn't know where your home base was, but it's not a bad home base.
It's a pretty sweet home base, man. Is this your first time, or you been here before?
It's been a couple years, but yeah, I've been here before, and it's a really cool city.
It's the best. I would recommend anyone who has not visited Amsterdam yet to make it your next destination.
For sure. We talked briefly about I went and had a space cake, which was
Of course, you got to try it, right?
Yeah, you're in Amsterdam, you got to do it. So I walked around aimlessly for like 3 hours, and it was fun.
That's the Amsterdam experience for sure.
Yes, it definitely was. But so cool. So what do you got going on? I guess I'm assuming you're playing a lot of the scoops and.
Yeah, I'll be playing more in the upcoming week because I was playing this live stuff, But yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of streaming this upcoming week with the Scoop, the 888 Super XL series. A lot of good online stuff going on.
Very
so
cool.
I'm trying to make my live commentary debut here first.
Yep. And once you're doing this, it does make you really appreciate how good some of these guys are when they do it.
Oh yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Because poker's it's tough to commentate because it's not a fast-paced action.
It's a pretty slow game. It's kind of like baseball. There's a lot of downtime, and there's a few spikes of like really exciting action in between all the downtime.
Exactly. That's a good way to describe it. Baseball, I like that. Well, we're three-handed, so we should have a lot. I mean, we're pretty deep too, so we should have a lot of flops and a lot of action, I would imagine.
Should be a pretty interesting three-handed. The first 3 people busted really quickly. We came in with 6, and we lost 3 people in the first hour or so.
Yeah. I mean, we did have some short stacks, but one guy was shoving 20 big blinds pretty aggressively. He just busted 4th, I guess, or 5th.
Yeah, I heard the final table bubble last night took forever, about 3 hours with 7 people left.
Everybody wanted to get on here with us.
I guess so. I mean, that's a pretty big bubble. So Jan open limps the small blind here. 6-3 checks back. Looks like he started with a check. He's probably going to be check calling. Good way to start the hand. Seeing as how he's induced a bet from 0 equity here. Jan is a former bridge champion, I believe.
Yep. Well, you're talking to. You play bridge?
I've never played bridge, no.
I grew up playing bridge. I was never as good as him, obviously, but I played with my grandparents.
Any similarities between that and poker?
Not really, no.
No, other than the deck of cards.
Yeah, cards and you bet. I guess you tell how many books you're gonna catch. It's similar to spades if you've played spades.
Yeah.
A little bit more complex, but.
It looks like Jan's opted to check raise here. He takes down the pot right here. That's an interesting check raise with a weak queen. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, he's going to get action from worse hands a decent amount of the time, but if he gets called on the flop there, he's going to be in some kind of awkward spots on turns and rivers. So I think I would have just opted to check call there.
Yeah, I think I like the check call too. You're not really running out any hands that you're beating, and you're just setting yourself up for a lot of tough decisions later if you were to call.
Yeah, like half the deck on the turn puts you in a pretty weird spot there.
For sure. And you shut down any kind of bluffs that anybody was running.
Right. Yeah. If he just check called there, maybe the guy stabs again with the 6-3. I'm not sure if he would. He might have just been trying to stab once.
He doesn't seem like he's a crazy player. He seems like he definitely takes a lot of stabs, and he doesn't. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities so far to follow through. We haven't seen a whole lot of action, but he was opening his button 100% and playing pretty solid. But we didn't get to see a whole lot of double barrels.
Well, now that we have some deeper stacks, we should see some more interesting post-flop lines from these guys.
For sure, especially three-handed.
Gorefresh asked if this is Jack Salter's brother. Yes, it is Jack Salter's brother, Louis Salter.
Gorefresh, where were you? We answered that like 20 minutes ago.
Must have just tuned in.
Oh, he's over in Atlantic City waiting on me to get there. He's just like salivating to play NJ Scoop with me. That or to go out drinking and hit punching bags. Kid weighs like 110 pounds, and he can hit a punching bag like you've never seen.
Hey, what's up, Poker Thief? So you're heading to New Jersey after this, huh?
Yeah, I head out to New Jersey tomorrow and then to Russia. So.
Oh, you're going to Sochi?
Yeah, I'm going to Sochi. I've got
Very nice.
Yep. Got 9 days of streaming. I'm doing the new NJ Coop, the smaller brother, for 9 days.
That's pretty cool that at least one U.S. state has figured out how to have Poker Stars back in there.
Yeah, Pennsylvania hopefully will be this summer.
Yeah, I was hearing some good things about Pennsylvania. I'm really hoping that we get some more online action back in the States.
Well, yeah, you can actually come back home.
It'd be nice to come back home at some point. Yeah, I do enjoy living here.
I was
but
about to say, I don't know if I would want to come back home.
I don't want to be here forever, but another few years at least. So Danny Yar, am I saying that right? On the button with ace-10 here, opens.
We're just kind of guessing.
We're just kind of guessing. All right, yeah, is he Kazakh as well? I know the other guy was.
Yeah, they had the same flag. So
okay,
yeah, we're going with that.
Folds to yawn on the big blind with the king-3. I assume he'll be calling. No.
Whoa.
That is a tight fold.
He called with 4-5. He called. He's been calling his raises every single time. I'm really surprised he folded a king-3.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight fold, but Jan is definitely a tighter player. I play with him a lot, and I actually played with him in both the deep stack and the main event this year. Very nice guy.
Yeah,
definitely a good player, but he errs on the tight side, I would say.
Well, it just surprises me so much because he called earlier and check raised. He had 4-5 and check raised on a good board. It was like ace jack deuce or whatever, and I can't remember the whole board, but yeah, he check raised him. I was surprised that he made the play. His image.
He's got some tricks. I guess he's working off his image there.
Well, you don't get this far without having some tricks.
Of course, of course.
You can run good, but
running good only takes you so far. So folds to him in the small blind. I assume he'll just be folding this one with the 2-3. There it is. Thomas asked how much was the buy-in. It was 3,300 euros.
Would you like my last Oreo?
You can have it, man.
Thank God.
I don't want to.
I was trying to be nice.
I know it was a bluff offer, right?
It was very much a bluff offer. I knew you were going to fold, so. Whew.
I'm easy to bluff.
Yeah, I've seen you playing on stream. You're not easy to bluff. You're not as sticky as me, but.
That's pretty cool that you've watched the stream. I didn't know.
Yeah, I try to keep, I stream when I can.
Right.
Unfortunately, I live in Mississippi, so there's no
online there.
No online there. So I spend my time now. People always ask me, what's the best way to learn poker in today's world? We went through the whole, poker training videos and everything. Like when we were coming up, that's really, was the holy grail of information.
Yep.
Well, now, you can get on Twitch and watch players like yourself and Doug Polk and others that are really talented at the game, and it's, free information out there. And, if you sit there and actually pay attention to the hands they're folding and playing and listen to the thought process, I think it's better than even the videos.
Yeah, I think there's a wealth of information out there for anyone who's trying to learn poker these days. And Twitch is certainly a great platform for growing the game as well, because there's so much like of a esports boom sort of going on. So kind of tying poker back into that would be a nice way to have a second poker boom. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, you're never going to have a second poker boom, so you can go ahead and...
Not as good as the first one, of course, but a mini renaissance, we'll say.
The only mini renaissance you'll see is if the U.S. does open up entirely. But you're starting to see mini booms, like China, is definitely, pacing to be a really big market. India's a very growing market really, really fast. They're starting to have some of the biggest events there in India, and they actually just started a poker league similar to the GPL. The GPL, I don't know if you heard, or the GPI is actually transforming into it's not just poker anymore. It's going to be video games, and it's going to be the Global Player Index.
Interesting. Yeah, I did not hear about that, but that's a cool development.
Yeah, it's something a little, like we were talking about how the boom of esports has taken off. Sort of trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah, makes sense. So Danny R is going for a little bit of a loose button open here with the 8-6 offsuit.
Danny R is opening 100% of his buttons.
This qualifies as 100%.
Yes, it does. Well, this is actually not even close to the 100%. He did 10-3 earlier, so.
Oh wow, that's
100%.
That's ambitious.
That's
as I like to say.
I'd mentioned a few ambitious spots, but hey. But no one's making him pay. Lewis 3-bet him one time. He jammed on him with the ace. But other than that, no one's really making him pay for, opening up so wide. So, he can continue to do it.
Yeah, if Jan's going to be folding King-3 in the big blind, King-3 is not a fantastic hand or anything, but it is.
You got to defend.
It is good enough to defend three-handed for sure.
That's the first time I've seen him play that snug. I haven't really seen that out of him.
Looks like he's going to be continuing here. He is a big favorite.
Yeah, he's a big favorite, but he can't really like his spot too much.
Yeah, he can't know he's a big favorite, right? He has a weak flush draw with king high. His hand doesn't look great, but he is actually a 3-1 favorite as it stands right now.
That's the beauty of seeing the whole cards. We
It
get to
is,
see
yeah.
that.
We get to know exactly what's going on. It's so
Yeah.
much easier when you can see the whole cards, right?
Yep. And it's at, and his he's probably the problem with someone like Daniel when he's open up 100% of his range is he could definitely have any of this obviously, but it's also he misses a lot of this too. Oh, I like this lead.
Looks like Jan's going to be leading the turn here. Yeah, I kind of like it as well.
Especially with his image, like I would get no credit here whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, he's just going to like snap fold here, I assume. Maybe not. He's thinking about it. How much did he bet? He bet
100-something thousand.
125. Yep, there's the fold. He did have the best hand, but it's still just taking down the pot there is a pretty good outcome for him because he's in such an awkward spot going into the river.
If he checks there, he can't really realistically call.
No,
I mean,
it
makes no sense. So it's either he's going to try and take it away there, or even though, like you said, he was a 3-1 favorite, he could not have known that. He was in his mind probably not that great a shape. But again, it's really hard for someone opening 100% of the range to have any of that stuff in too. So
right. So someone asked about the nationalities of the players remaining. Louis Salter is from the UK. Jan is from the Netherlands. And Danivar, I believe, is from Kazakhstan.
that's what we're going with. That's what I don't think he ever put anything on here, but he had the same flag. So
2 Kazakh players at the final table. What odds you could have got on that before the tournament started, but
how many people from that country were in the tournament, I wonder?
probably 2.
Probably 2.
They must be very good.
That or they traveled here as a group to play.
He
has no
Oh, yeah, I've seen both of these guys at EPTs, so they're definitely good players.
What's his occupation? What does that say? Finance? Or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Finance and poker.
he was a poker player. He quit to do finance.
Oh, okay. Sort of the big leagues right there. So Louis got Queen Jack and Jack 3 here. Louis flops pretty much 100%. Let's see if he decides to bet or check. Looks like he's going for the bet here. Danny R is at least pretending to think about it, and he folds.
The good thing is they're pretty fast paced. They don't. I mean, they'll think for a few minutes, but they don't. We don't have any tanking issues here.
That is nice. Yeah, not. I'm sure like in the main event for the World Series, you see a lot of tanking issues.
Oh, I mean, you'll do some commentary, and literally you have so much space to fill because
So much dead time. Yeah.
yeah, it's so hard sometimes.
This is a relatively smaller final table. They had 224 entries for a total prize pool of 672,000. First is going to be 152,000 plus a 15,000 Tournament of Champions package. Second is 106.7, and third is 65.5. And all these payouts are in euros, as you just saw on the screen there.
You could be like a commentator. You're good at this.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Really?
Well, I get all the practice on Twitch. Doing Twitch 4 days a week. I have to fill a lot of dead time, and
Right. No, it's good.
it's easier when I'm playing my own hands because there's always something to be looking at.
Well, when you're on Twitch too, you're constantly looking at the chat.
Right. A lot of material.
One thing that I was not aware of when I first started twitching, and my streams, usually 100 people, 200 people, whatever, except for when I get a host from like Somerville or something, which it gets crazy.
Yeah, it gets nuts.
But it is insane, even with a small number of people, how busy you are. I mean,
Right.
between playing your own hands, answering questions, then you're there for 10 hours, so you got to have life too. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll have phone calls or texts or whatever. I mean, it's an insane job.
There's a lot going on for sure, but it's something I've adjusted to, and I definitely enjoy it.
No, I love doing it. It's funny because you'll get on there, and 10 hours will go by, and you look down and you're like, wow.
Yeah, it just goes by like a flash, right?
It really does.
So we got an interesting spot here. Jan has raised the button with Jack 10. Danny R goes for a very small 3-bet, 165 over 90, which is quite small. I guess he's just trying to isolate Jan and assumes he can bluff him a lot post-flop. Louis in the tank here with ace-suited ace, ace-4 suited. He's thinking about cold 4-betting. If he does, he will be correct. He'll probably take down the pot. Looks like he's stacking out a cold 4-bet now, and there it is. Nice play by Louis here.
Yeah, it's a very nice play.
I think he's seen Danny R make this 3-bet several times, so he's assuming that it's not going to be strong this time. Jan folds quickly, of course.
Well, basically in this spot, a lot of times it's just getting through Jan. I mean, Jan is going to be more of the snug player. Now, granted, he'll open up more 3-handed, but
Danny R is in a tough spot here. He does actually have 42% equity, but I can't really see him calling. I don't know how many chips Louis has behind at this point, but it can't be much. Okay, so he made it 400 with another 575 behind, so I'm guessing he's just going to have to be priced in to call.
He's got 5-7. Where do you see 5?
Oh, it's 975, and then he's got 400 in there.
You're doing math.
I've heard it's essential, but you can get by without it.
Yeah, that's for beginners. Wow, he did make the call. It's really
that is a pretty ambitious call.
That's
for
very
sure.
ambitious call out of position to a guy that's got basically a shove on the flop bet.
So now there's 900K in the middle, and there's going to be about 500 behind for Louis, I believe. So I'm assuming he's just jamming. He'll definitely be jamming this flop.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he didn't just stick it in here.
He might put Danny R on a slightly stronger range to be calling him. Maybe he assumes he's not going to get a fold. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like he has very many options left.
Yeah, this is the problem with you know, it's a great play with to 4-bet, but you put yourself into this spot sometimes.
I think I would have just jammed with the ace-4 suited.
Pre?
Yeah, as Louis, I would have just jammed over the 3-bet, I think, because you're risking 975 to win 165 plus 90. It doesn't have to work all that often to show a profit. And then when you get called, you're still going to have about 30%. So I do like his 4-bet. I think I would have just jammed. But if he jams the flop here, he's going to make more money than I would have.
Yeah,
so.
see, this is the thing right here. Is he's going to bet out this smaller bet, and I've seen this so many times. Usually whenever they make this small bet like this.
Wow.
I was about to say he's going to get jammed on.
Wow.
So often.
Wow.
I've seen this so many times. People will make that small bet and they'll just jam.
That was insane. I mean, it worked perfectly. I'm just surprised. I'm pretty surprised to see all that. Wait, so did Louis have 900K after he 4-bet? That might have been the case right there.
Yeah, they had 900 after.
Okay, I thought he had 900 to start the hand, and I was just like, he has to shove the flop. But if he has 900 after the 4-bet, he does have room to bet fold. I'm still surprised to see Queen 10 just jam there. That's very aggressive, but
I've seen that so often though. When you don't see it much online.
Look, he can't hide the smirk. He
yeah,
can't hide it.
Yeah, he's thrilled with himself.
He's
right
so
now.
proud of himself, and I don't blame him. That's a pretty sweet play to pull off at a final table like this.
Yeah, it's easy to do like on day 2 when there's nothing on the line, but yeah, when you're on the final table and it's always a nice play. Like when you're trying to learn poker, that's something that I've looked at, especially when you play live. Is that's a big pivotal hand that's going to really dictate how this final table progresses, and it's a minor mistake by Lewis. If you're going to 4-bet there and you get a flop like that, you pretty much just got to jam. You got to be either committed to it or you can always check back there. But making that small bet, you see it so often that people can just come over the top of you because you're not committing your whole stack. And
right. He definitely put himself in a very awkward spot there against an unpredictable, aggressive opponent.
Yeah, if he's doing that against Jan, I don't think Jan's going to do that move as often.
Right.
But Naniar's basically just seized control of this 3-handed match. He's got a lot of confidence right now after pulling that off. So.
Oh, yeah, certainly. He must feel like he's on top of the world.
Yeah, you think he was raising a lot before. Get ready now.
It's going to pick up.
Yep.
Yeah, Louis a little bit tilted with himself there. I can't blame him. Definitely an awkward spot, though. I mean, I could see myself playing the hand the same way now that I know what the stacks were pre-flop. But, yeah, it's definitely going to put you in a lot of awkward spots post-flop.
Yeah, 3-handed with someone, I think I would have been a little bit more passive in that spot, but I'm not as much of a 4-better as I probably need to be. I need
right.
Online, I 4-bet a lot more freely. When I'm playing live, I generally don't 4-bet that often.
It all depends on what your opponents are doing, right? Because if your opponents are because the way he keeps 3-betting to 165 over a 90K open or whatever, it just makes it very attractive to 4-bet.
For sure.
But I guess he knows that about himself, and he's so he's more willing to make plays post flop, like we just saw there with the Queen 10. So Louis picked up aces here. He is raising the button.
He should get a call from Daniel, even with like 7-4. I just imagine he's just so high on himself right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to call with pretty much anything here. He's getting about 4-1 odds.
And this is the problem when you get too excited with yourself.
Right.
Is, now you're going to get into fancy play syndrome, and
I could see him trying to do something fancy here as well.
Oh, for sure. That's what. Yeah. You'd step out at the wrong time.
Is he thinking about 3-betting? Because that would be a little too. I don't mind a call with 4-1. He's just trying to decide how crazy do I want to get right here.
Yeah, well, you knew he
just
wasn't
goes for the
folding.
call. I knew he wasn't folding. Yeah, it was either 3-bet or call for sure.
I knew he wasn't folding before we even saw what his cards were, so he's just in that little. He's definitely got some pep in his step.
All right, the flop is 10-6.
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
see
so
some action
bad.
here. We're
So
gonna see
bad
some
for
action.
him. Oh, or it's bad for one of them.
It's definitely bad for one of them.
This will get all in, I would imagine. I could definitely see everything going in on the flop here.
Yeah, absolutely. So he decides to lead with the 7-4.
Hey, Lynn's back. Did you miss us? No, what was the real answer? Why do you come back? She wants to steal from her computer.
Let me see. I got about 20%. It's a Samsung, yeah.
I have like 10%, and I've got 16%. Yes.
I mean, we're on the turn. Danny R decides to check after making a pair.
That's actually the best card for Danny. It might slow, actually
Yeah, it's gonna
showdown
slow him
value.
down a little bit. 4 or 7. So the flop went bet call. Now we're on the turn. I assume Louis will bet the turn. 125K and call on the flop. So how much is he going to bet on the turn? I'm not sure exactly how much he has behind. It looks like 490. Okay.
And how much is in the pot?
So
He's got a pot size bet.
Probably just shove, right? Yeah. I would imagine.
That would be the most standard, balancing thing to do. I would imagine. I think if he bets,
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense because Danny R has 30% and he needs 33% to call. So no matter what he's doing here, he's in kind of a rough spot. He's either folding 30% equity or he's making a slightly losing call. He releases his hand pretty quickly. Louis takes the pot back up to almost 1 million chips. Now we have quite a 3-handed match going on here.
I'm trying to get up the Twitch stream here.
We have some upcoming WPT events coming up for you guys. For those of you who are in the States, we have a WPT at the Garden Casino in Los Angeles from May 21st to 31st. And after that, for those of you who are in Europe, we have one in Cannes, France at the Casino Barrière. Same building as the Cannes Film Festival. Film Festival is going to be over 2 days before the WPT
I would ask
event.
you how you know that, but I guess you live over here now. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to go to that one. It's a nice time to go to the French Riviera, although Amsterdam's very nice this time of year as well. That one's from May 30th to June 4th of this year. Then after that, we have the WPT Deep Stacks in Tampa. That's going to be from June 8th to 19th. The main event will be from the 15th to the 19th.
I got you. What is it, World Poker Tour?
So Jan's coming back, raising his button with the ace-4 here.
Look at you. You're more Twitch savvy than me. Twitch savvy, not tech savvy.
Louis got 9-5 in the big one. It's an interesting spot because he does actually have 40% equity of this hand, but it is not the easiest hand to navigate with post-flop. Wouldn't surprise me if he defended. He does defend. We're going to go to the flop here.
Well, this has got to stop right there. Sorry, we're picking up the. What do you want to do?
Louis flops bottom pair. He is 84% to win the hand, but he can't necessarily know that. I assume he'll be check calling. Jan goes for the bet. 75K, is that right? Yes, 75,000. So good bet size by Jan, I think. Betting about 1/3 of the pot makes sense here on a rainbow board. I assume Louis will be calling, and then I would guess that the rest of the hand is going to get checked down fairly often. Jan does pick up an open-ended.
Let's say that might change a little bit, but probably not too much.
Yeah, Louis got a gut shot now, so the 8 actually would be very bad for Jan. It does give him some showdown equity now, so I'm guessing he's going to check here, but he could surprise me. He does check fairly quickly. River is a 6, doesn't change a whole lot, so I'm expecting Louis to just check, and then Jan may or may not bluff.
I wouldn't expect Jan to bluff with it. I mean, he's got showdown value.
I wouldn't expect him to bluff either, but he might surprise us. The thing is, even though he does have showdown value with his ace, he's not actually going to win at showdown very much, because any hand that Louis has that's worse than ace high would probably bluff on the river. So I think if Louis checks here, then Jan should be aware that his hand is not going to win at showdown very often.
The problem is he got called on. I didn't see the flop action.
He bet the flop and Louis called. So.
Well, when the 6 comes, I mean, that hits so much of his range. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a good spot for Jan to bluff. I'm just saying that I don't think he's going to win a showdown by checking very much.
Right. Also, I don't think he's going to get a lot of folds either, though.
JJ Sharp's asking me about the WSOP this year. I will just be playing the main.
As will I.
Yeah, the whole series, it's an experience. It's fun to do, but it definitely becomes a bit of a grind. And, you know, I have my whole family over here in Europe now and everything, so I don't play live in the States so much. But the main event is a must-play. It's pretty hard to miss the main event.
I tried to play all the events one summer, and I thought it was one of the most miserable experiences, miserable summer.
It's a long summer. I did that for a few years. When I lived in California, I'd drive out to Vegas and just play all the events. And it's I don't know, Vegas is nice in small doses, but...
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're in Vegas for more than like 4 days, then it's like...
Yeah, especially with that heat. It is absurdly hot.
And then the Rio is just... The problem is it's like an island out there by itself. I mean, you're really not close to any other casinos, and there's just no escaping the Rio-ness of the place.
So Jan folded Queen 7 offsuit to a min raise there fairly quickly. I think that's a little bit too tight of a fold 3-handed. I think you should probably be defending with that hand.
What's up, JJ? I'll be going to New Jersey tomorrow. I'm actually getting on a plane tomorrow after, assuming I don't make day 2 of any of the scoops today. There's some good scoops today. If I don't make any of the day 2s today for tomorrow, then I'll be getting on a plane going to New Jersey to play the New Jersey scoop for the next 9 days. Is there a list of all the Amsterdam events? Yeah, I'm sure if you go to WPT.com, there'll be a list of all the events that were here.
Yeah, the 2 big ones were the WPT Deep Stacks, which ran from May 5th to 8th. That's a 1,500 euro buy-in. And this one, which was the main event, 3,300 euro buy-in. They had a few different side events as well, but those were the 2 big ones.
The commentators are the best 2 poker players that I know. They're asking.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, who are the commentators?
Oh,
I'm Chris Moneymaker, and we have Brian Paris.
There we go.
Oh, look at Mobot. Got it all. They got it all figured out.
Got it all figured out.
Someone's working harder than...
Shout out to Mobot there. So Louis opens the button, flops top pair. Danny R flops bottom pair with a backdoor flush draw. I assume this is going to go bet call. But, you know, Danny R is fairly unpredictable, so we never know what he might have up his sleeve here. I could see him raising this hand. I don't see him ever folding.
I see. There's too many calls that, I mean... He does have some equity. He probably doesn't want to ruin his backdoor draw.
Yeah, there's the call. Call seems like the most likely option for sure. Turn is going to be a 3 of diamonds, which is better for Danny R's range than Louis, but Louis does have the queen of diamonds right here, so he's sitting pretty well with his hand. Top pair with a flush draw. Looks like Danny R's going to lead. As I said, the big blind should hit this card a little bit better than the buttons range.
He's not going to be very happy.
No, he's not. He might come out with like a overbet on the river or something and find a way to steal this, but obviously Louis is never folding the turn.
I think the card's going to have to come out really ugly on the river, like a 5 or an ace.
Yeah, agreed.
To really get him to steal this.
Yeah, I was talking to Louis on break, and he did say that Danny R is a fairly aggressive, crazy player, so I think that he'll be adjusting. And we've seen a lot of raw aggression from Danny R so far.
On one hand.
Well, but he's also been 3-betting pretty wide with the...
Of course, yes.
The Queen 10 and that sort of thing.
You know, he's been... I don't think he's gotten out of line too bad, other than that one hand was just really ambitious. But
that was a very ambitious hand, yeah. That's something I don't really have in my arsenal, the float the 4-bet out of position with Queen 10 and check jam the flop. I don't have that one.
It's tough to have in your arsenal.
It's a tough play to have, yeah.
I've used it a few times. Unfortunately, I usually go to the rail after I use it.
Yeah, it seems like a high percentage go to the rail sort of play.
It is.
So let's see if he tries to bluff again here, or if he's going to give it up now.
I just don't see any bluff ever. Well, I mean, obviously we see the hands, but it's really tough to make a bluff work here.
He could have...
I mean, he could have like an ace of diamonds. Louis could have like just the ace of diamonds, and
yeah, we could have something like ace-7 with the ace of diamonds, some hand like that that's kind of in trouble on the river. How much is behind? I'm assuming there's roughly pot behind. Maybe Louis has a little more than $1 million now.
I don't think so.
Oh, he checks. Okay, so he's giving up on the hand now.
Nope.
Louis gonna bet.
Brian or both are just coming out for the main event. I don't know when he's going to be there, but I'm going to be there probably like from July 1st to the end of the main event, or whenever the end of the main event is for me, which usually is on day 3, it seems. But so yeah, you can definitely buy me a beer. I don't know about him, but you can definitely buy me one.
I'll be there as well. You can buy both of us a beer. I'm probably going to come out around the same time as you, I think. I want to play a few satellites, get warmed up. You know, I don't like to just jump right into the main without playing some other stuff first.
That's exactly what I usually come out and play. You know, if there's an 8 game or you know, some kind of good. Usually there's a one of those smaller buy-in, like massive field things.
Yep.
Good to get your feet wet because, you know, when you play the main event, obviously, as you're aware, it's a freaking, can I say shit show on the, you know, it's craziness. So, you know, you get into some of the, like, a $1,500 event with, or one of the, like, the 777s or whatever that has, like, 20,000 people, you can really get a feel for getting ready for the main event.
So Danny R folded the river there as expected. I thought he might have gone for I don't know, something crazy like a check jam, but a little bit too ambitious. He's doing pretty well without getting too crazy here. So
I'm not going to be playing the Scoop main event, Alex. I'll be in New Jersey during that time. I'll play the New Jersey Scoop main event. I think I'm going to be, for the rest of the time, in New Jersey through the Scoops. I won't head out till Russia until, I think, the Monday after the Scoop's finalized. I would expect to see Lewis start 3-betting these opens a lot more.
we're blind versus blind now. He's raising about 3x, which is fairly standard.
Yeah.
I think Louis will at least be calling for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if he's going to 3-bet, he'd probably want to choose a slightly worse hand or a better hand, because King 7's sort of like just good enough to call.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have, like, I don't know, 9-2 or something that can't really call, you might want to try to turn that into a bluff by 3-betting. So a good flop for Louis. He flops middle pair. Of course, he doesn't know it's as good of a flop as we know it is, but he'll definitely be calling the flop.
I think he has a pretty good idea given the opponent. I mean,
yeah. It does get awkward if Danny R decides to do something like 3-barrel here because, you know, the raiser is going to have more strong hands on this board than the person who just called out of the big blind. But, you know, given how aggressive Danny R has been playing, I can't imagine Louis gives him a whole lot of credit. So he'll of course, be calling the flop. We'll see what happens on the turn.
Yeah, and this is another situation where, like, if this was Jan making this play, you know, he could definitely 2 or 3 barrel and get Lewis to fold, where I don't think Lewis is going to fold anything.
He's going to be betting the turn, I think, with the backdoor flush draw now.
Yeah, this will be an interesting spot because he did pick up a really good card.
Yeah, big bet on the turn. This does put Louis in a very awkward spot because even if he is good on the turn, he doesn't know which rivers are good for him. So I could actually see him folding the turn here.
Yes, it definitely could be. Again, because, you know, he's not really ahead of anything that he's betting for value.
325K, so big turn bet, almost pot size, which makes sense. We're on a 30-minute delay to answer the question of whether this is live.
Sorry, Rand, I don't remember you buying me a beer last year, but if you buy me one this year, I'll make sure to remember it this year. See, that's how you do it.
The second one is what gets you.
Yeah, the second one's the hook. Yeah, this is a big portion of Lewis's stack.
It's definitely not an easy spot for him because, I mean, we know that he's still way ahead here, but he can't possibly know that. And his hand doesn't really have any realistic prospects for improvement.
No, I mean...
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see a fold there. I would probably fold in his spot as well, even against this opponent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really tough spot.
He is chipping up nicely, though. He's back up over $1 million.
That's true, and third time is a charm for the beer.
Third time's a charm, yeah. Maybe you need the third one. Just buy him 2 next time, and you'll be at 3 already.
I like your brain. I like where it's going.
So, guys, if you're thinking about, I guess they're talking in Kazakh over there at the table, so he's wondering what's going on. It's like that scene from Rounders. Speaking Sputnik. Yeah, guys, if you are in Europe and you're playing these WPT Deep Stacks events, they have a promotion for WPT Deep Stacks European Player of the Year. The player that accumulates the most WPT DS main event points in Europe will receive 15K in buy-ins to WPT main tour European events and a 5K Deep Stacks Europe sponsorship package for Deep Stacks main events. So if you played a few of the Deep Stacks and you're living in Europe already, you want to play the rest of them. The next one's going to be at Con, like I said, in late May, early June. May 30th to June 4th, so check that out.
I mean, it's not frustrating that there's a 30-minute delay being a commentator because we don't know. I mean, honestly, we're sitting, if you would see where we're sitting right now, we don't know what's going on out there. We don't know that there's a 30-minute delay. I mean, we know there's a 30-minute delay, but we don't know anything that's going on. We're just like you guys watching this live for us.
Right.
So it makes really no difference that it's on a 30-minute delay for us, just like it doesn't for you guys.
Yeah, they got us cordoned off in this little room here, so we are also on a delay.
Yeah, we're watching this live as you guys do.
Danny R coming in with a Jack 4 open on the button.
Here goes the 100%.
Yeah, 100% indeed. I don't think we've seen him fold a button yet. Jan's going to defend here with the 7-6, as he should. Getting about 4-1 pre-flop. Jan should be defending against some min raises quite wide. This is an interesting flop. Jan picks up a gut shot, and Danny R has bottom pair with a backdoor flush draw. Now, you mentioned that Jan check raised an ace-high board with 4-5 earlier, so this is sort of a...
It was a king high board, but yeah, it was.
Did he have a gut shot that time?
Oh,
just nothing.
Yeah, it was nothing. But actually, when I listed it out, it was a gut shot. But I could definitely see him doing something here.
Yeah, me too. Especially since we know that Danny R is just opening the button with pretty much everything. It actually goes check on the flop. So now Jan picks up a double gut shot. Danny R picks up a better flush draw than Jan has.
I don't expect either one of them to go anywhere, though. I mean, it'll probably go check again.
Did the flop action go bet call? It looks like it. I didn't think I saw a bet, but
there's 390 in the pot, so yeah, I think it went bet call. Now he did this before when he had nothing.
So he's going to lead the turn. Now I don't know if the players have their phones on them and they can like get
or
updates.
Friends or watching
because he was just talking to his friend on the rail, so maybe he was getting some updates on what the hands have been. Would surprise me if he just folded here. I think he's going to at least call it the backdoor flush draw and the pair.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going to call, especially if he does know what he did to him probably 20 minutes ago.
Right.
I mean, it's really good information. When that's what's so weird when you play on a TV table like this is, you know, does Jan have someone watching? You know, if I had someone watching for me, I would make it a very big secret. Like I don't, you know, I'm not paying attention.
It is pretty important to have somebody giving you updates on what's going on. So this is actually a really bad card for Jan because I would not be surprised to see him bluff again here, but now there's no way he's going to get a fold out of two pair.
Well, he's already looking at his chips, so he's obviously reaching for it and he's going to go for it. Yeah, and he's never getting a fold.
If he's going to bet here, he should bet on the bigger side, I think.
I would probably just bet what I would normally bet if I had, you know. And again, if I had a good, you know, a flush or there it goes the lights
I'm thinking
again.
like 350 or something. It looks like that's about what he has here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, 350. And he calls quickly with the two pair. I have a 7. Yeah, I like Jan's line there. He just got kind of unlucky that the two pair hit on the river.
Yeah, the only thing is I mean, he took the same exact line.
Right, so it does kind of depend on whether that was 30 minutes ago and whether, you know, we have the friend info. Because he was just talking to his friend the hand before that, as we saw. So it's possible that he heard about it.
And if I've got a friend watching me, I definitely want to know what Jan was leading with there 20 minutes ago.
Oh, certainly. I mean, it's essential if you're at a TV final table to have a friend texting you at least like the big hands that you're involved in. You know, so it's interesting to know if these guys have phones on them or if they're just talking to friends on the rail.
I wonder if Jan has anybody. Like I would definitely assume that both the other two guys have someone watching the rail for him.
Right.
I don't know if Jan does or not.
He might. I mean, he's a local, but I'm not sure. Yeah, he's
I talked to him this morning, and he seemed like he was here by himself. Now that, you know, obviously, someone could have come in while we've been in the booth, but.
Yeah, he is a local, but I think he's not like a full-time pro or anything, so he probably doesn't have a legion of other professionals to be watching for him.
Yeah, he may just have a friend that plays casually, and, you know, if you don't have someone that really knows what to look for and some
boiling down the important points about ranges and like what something means.
Right.
So Daniyar's taking a pretty big lead here. He's got 78 big blinds. The other two players have around 30 big blinds. So it's going to be kind of a race to see who can finish second, and then Daniyar will likely be going heads up with a big chip lead, although, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah, I've busted off a lot of stacks when I was a big leader, so.
Anything can happen,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then, you know, this big league all started back with the Queen 10. That Queen 10 hand sort of set the pace for where we are now.
Oh, certainly. That was a very big momentum changer right there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously gave Daniyar a ton of inspiration, a ton of confidence. And he actually didn't, you know, he could have gotten a lot of trouble with that 7-4 hand, and he was able to get away from it relatively cheap.
Yeah. So he's going for the raise blind versus blind. Louis has a suited ace, a fantastic hand here.
I would imagine he's going to 3-bet here more times than not, but he could also just call in position.
Yeah, I think both options are reasonable. I mean, 3-betting is attractive because we know Daniyar's ranges are so wide.
Right.
Oh, did he just shove?
He just, yeah,
Okay,
just
well,
shoved.
that's definitely the easiest option.
Yeah, I'm not. That's like the option I probably wouldn't have done.
It's a little bit. The thing is, when you have ace-2 suited, like as we saw in the Queen 10 hand, you know, Louis got the best hand pre. He's getting a lot of good money pre, but then the problem is he's going to be in all these weird spots post-flop against a guy who's not afraid to pull the trigger.
Yeah, but you're in position, and, you know, when you're doing the ace-deuce, I mean, at this point, you know, you're only getting called when you're really dominated a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
Yeah, he's basically.
I don't ever want to put my money in where if the guy calls, I know I'm just crushed. I mean, I'd rather have 10-jack or 10-queen or something like that there than like an ace-deuce.
I think calling is a superior option, but I do see why he wanted to shove rather than just 3-bet after what happened to him in the
Oh,
Queen
yeah,
10
I
hand.
get it. After the ace-4 hand, yeah, you just don't want to put yourself in that bad spot.
But yeah, shoving is a little bit high risk. If he busts there, he's getting third place. And the difference between third and second is pretty high. It's about 35,000, I believe.
And I don't think he's very happy with himself when he shoves there and gets called. I
No,
mean, he's,
certainly
you know,
not.
he's, you know, that's one of those you look back and you're like, well, damn, I just, you know, I messed up.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He's not going to get called. If we assume that Daniyar is opening 100% there, which might be a little bit ambitious, he's only going to get called when he shoves there maybe
I think he is opening 100%, so yeah.
10% of the time or
Yeah.
something. So it's a
No,
pretty safe shove.
It's a safe shove for sure, but at the same time, I mean, I think you can get away, you know, with, you know.
I think calling is a little safer of an option, definitely.
I like calling because you're going to have position throughout
Position
the
is
hand,
key.
and your hand is going to be ahead of his range. And the fact that Jan, you know, just bluffed off most of the stack, and he's going to be a little bit more conservative than these two guys. So I would imagine, you know, you want to play a very low risk right now to, you know, sort of lean on Jan here. I would, you know, if I'm Lewis, I'm leaning on Jan and letting the big stack lean on Jan, and hopefully we both just lean on him to just squeak myself into second place and go and play from there.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think that would be my approach here as well.
Not saying that Jan's a bad player. He's just more of the conservative of the two, of the three.
I think whatever weaknesses he does have as a player are going to be a little magnified here, three-handed, just because he likes to play on the tighter side. Although we have seen him do some creative stuff. He's definitely. I liked his turn lead in both spots actually. Even with the 7-6, it didn't work out for him, but he had a pretty unlucky river there to have it not work out. So I liked his play there.
Yeah, and his image sets up really well for him. I mean, he does portray a much tighter image than what he does.
But he's folded the big blind a little bit too tight in a couple of spots. So I do think that if this drags on for a while, those types of mistakes, even if they're small in a vacuum, they're going to add up over time.
For sure. I think both the other players are kind of aware of this. I mean, you know, you'll see Lewis is, you know, just letting him play out of position against the big stack. And I would imagine he's going to put a lot of pressure on him in the big blind.
So is he just calling here, or is he opening up for a raise?
110. It looks more than a call.
110. Yeah. Is this is blind versus blind?
Yeah, blind v blind.
Yeah, I don't really like raising here as Jan. Or if you are going to raise, you have to make it big, because there's just no way he's ever folding for this price, and you're just going to be out of position with a really awkward hand.
The blinds are 25-50. He made it 110. Yeah, I mean, you got to, yeah, for sure.
I would make it more than 3x, or I would limp, I think, if I'm Jan. I'd probably... I think both options are okay, because if with Jan's image, if he does raise big, then Daniyar might fold some of the weaker parts of his range, but I would probably just limp.
I think 110 is like probably one of the worst options, because
yeah, I don't
like
like
he's not going to...
All you're doing is like slightly increasing the size of the pot that you're going to be playing out of position, and it's just going to be really awkward.
Against a guy that, like you said, is not afraid to pull a trigger, and you're short stacked already, so... Well, not really short, but short comparative to everybody else.
Right. So now he's in a tremendously awkward spot here. He just pretty much has no equity.
Yeah, and this hits Daniar's range really, really well.
If he bets, he might actually get Daniar to fold the best hand. I'm not sure that Daniar is going to float him here with this hand. Seems pretty weak.
It seems very weak, and it's really hard for any turn card to really make Daniar real happy.
So I think he's betting 105. Is that right?
Your eyes are better than me. But here he goes.
He
Daniar's
calls
going to
quickly.
float.
Yeah, see, if he's floating this type of hand, then Jan's line of raising and betting is just not going to work out for him very well. I would almost rather just walk him, even though he had a pretty strong hand. So now he's just screwed.
Yep. This is the problem. He put himself in poker jail by
certainly. It's a type of move that might work reasonably well, earlier in the tournament, and just like against a random opponent who's not playing that tough.
If the roles were reversed, like Daniar, that would probably work against Jan.
Yeah, I agreed.
But it's not going to work this way.
Right.
Especially with Daniar having the stack that he has. I mean, even if it was Lewis that had a shorter stack, it may work better. But Daniar's sitting there with almost 4 million in chips, and
he's just not going to give up on hands very easily. You're going to have to really, blast a lot.
You're going to have to convince him that.
So a hand like Queen 7 is just not going to flop well enough, often enough to be, you're just going to be in really bad spots there.
I like limping there, or like you said, making it 3.5, 3.3x, something along those lines.
So Jan on the button with 23 big blinds now. He's going to look down at King 6. Wouldn't surprise me if he folded this one.
After the Queen 7, you think he's... You're taking my homework away? Okay. Is Jake replacing me or Brian? Okay, good. I mean, no, that's terrible. I was having so much fun. It's actually pretty fun in the booth.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You don't have to have the pressure of making the decisions. You can, you get to see all the cards. You get to.
Yeah, it's easy to commentate.
It's very easy. Very easy. Commentating is a lot easier than playing.
For sure. And here goes a 3-bet here. He's just going to go ahead and get it in against Jan if...
Yeah, it's a very strong hand. 3-handed, ace-9 suited. I think it's...
290.
Folds, yeah. See, if I'm Jan here, I'd probably just stop playing that many hands. I would just start folding a lot more. And the hands that I do play, I'd try to be a lot more tough with post-flop, I think.
Well, yeah, well, you're down to 20 bigs. So
right,
I think at this point, you look for spots. I'm looking for Daniar to open and just jam
on him. Yeah, exactly.
Jam on him a lot.
That's the best spot you're going to be getting into at this point when you're this short.
Mm-hmm. And his stack size is such that it's really tough for Daniar to call, and also it does, provide him so much fold equity against his range. It's the easiest course of action for sure. And it's also going to make Lewis, play a little bit more, because Lewis can sit there right now and just let Daniar sort of hammer on.
Right. Yeah, I think
Jan, which is what's going on, kind of.
Jan playing a little bit tighter, seems somewhat paradoxically would actually force Louis to do a few more things than he's doing right now. But right now, if I'm Louis, I'm just chilling, just waiting for.
Yep. Let's just get out of the way and let him hammer on him.
Doesn't matter so much if you go into heads up with a 5-1 deficit or a 6-1 deficit, as long as you go into heads up.
That's right. Well, yeah, you've already locked up second place. You can, with the person playing someone like Daniar, it can come. This is a hand I would jam probably. Daniar's opening his wide range. I would just jam here.
Jamming will get a fold. I think, defending seems okay as well. At least it's suited and has some flop ability.
It does, but the problem, I think the problem is he's, just, this is a good flop for him.
Yeah, I think I would just check jam if I'm him and just kind of like eliminate whatever, post-flop disadvantage.
He's just been getting his head kicked in, the last 4 or 5, so.
Daniar checks back with queen high. I like the check back. Got showdown value. So now he's going to bet. We'll see if it works.
I don't think it's going to work this time.
It might not. Yeah, it doesn't. He doesn't look super
thrilled about it.
He does not look thrilled about it. But again, that's an easier read to make from the booth when you can see the whole cards than it is to make at the table.
But also, he's done this line. Now, granted, it wasn't a bet. He's led on the flop so many times, on the turn so many times.
Yeah, but this time went check, so it's a little bit different.
As I'm saying, it is different. It did go check.
He's betting 120. Okay. There's so many draws here, yeah. So Daniar is going to call, or does he raise? No, he just.
No, just calls. Why not call? You got,
Yeah,
Jan's got 4, 5, 6,
a lot
5,
of draws.
6, yeah, so many draws.
There's an 8. He checks. He should bluff, I think. It might not work, but he's got to take a stand somewhere.
He didn't. He's already checked.
Yeah, I know. It's
going to check.
Check. Loses to queen high, and he must He must feel like this kid can stare into his soul or something.
Yes, yeah. Jan, that's where, I probably would have just jammed pre-flop there or jammed on the flop, but Daniel did a real good thing by taking that jam away from him by checking back.
Yeah, it was definitely a great check on the flop by Daniel to avoid
I would
getting
imagine
check
Jan
jammed
was gonna shove. Everything that Jan's trying to do is just backfiring right now.
It happens sometimes. He's still got some chips. Maybe he'll make the comeback. It's not over for him yet.
Trust
me,
I've been down
great.
this road way too many times where it just seems like, every move you make is just not making, it's not working out for you.
It's a frustrating experience. It does happen.
It is, and it's really tough to get out of the cycle too. And that's, that's where I just try to shove more and not make decisions.
Yeah, and if you can just get it all in pre-flop, let the cards do the talking, and then from there you can try to mount a comeback.
Yep.
These three-handed spots are really, really tough sometimes because everyone's just always operating with a lot of marginal hands. You're always navigating these really thin post-flop spots. We didn't get to see what he folded with there, but Danny R had ace-9, so I guess it was a good fold.
It was a good fold.
There's
no way he was folding worse than that.
It was not going to go well for him if he played that hand. So I don't know if you guys heard about this promotion we had for the WPT called the PokerStars Championship WPT Monty Dam Swing. Basically, they paid out extra prizes to people who played both the PokerStars Championship in Monaco and the WPT main event here.
And Andres just ran away with it.
Yep, Andres Klatt just ran away with the thing for sure. He won a PokerStars Championship Barcelona main event package worth 7,500 euro, a 1K euro cash bonus from WPT, 2 PokerStars scoop tickets, and entry into a PokerStars 30K free roll. So he just won all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and he beat the people by 6x. I mean,
yeah,
it's like 240 to 40. Uh-oh.
Now we got an interesting spot here.
All the money probably is going to get in, I guess.
Yeah, well, Jan's opening the button with King 9. I mean, it's a standard button open, but the thing is with Jan's stack, he's just going to get, that's just going to happen too often.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the differences that separates, people who are like rigorous professionals from people who, know their way around the game but are a little bit more of a, amateur player, is that like when you have certain stack sizes, it really limits your options, especially at final tables, and just knowing the way that you have to like make massive adjustments when you're in certain situations. Because like none of these plays that Jan has made have been really like bad per se, but like given the situation at the final table, I think that he's not fully adjusting to his new reality here.
Yeah, I don't think he's made any like massive mistakes by any stretch of the imagination. It's just the dynamic that he's sitting in right now is he's got the big stack to his left. The other stack is kind of figuring out that the big stack's punishing him a little bit. And I would imagine Lewis is going to open. Well, that's going to be a pretty easy open now. But
oh, yeah.
He was going to open up a wide,
So we'll see what he does here. Jan has, what, like 13 big blinds now? So I'm guessing Louis will make it like 130 and then call a shove. That's what I would do. But
that's what I would do, yeah, 100.
All in. So maybe Jan's a little shorter than we thought. Oh, he's not calling with that. Not calling with that one.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered what he did.
But yeah, Andreas Klott, who won the Monty Dam Swing, his previous best live tournament score was 31K, so it was a pretty breakout performance for him. He's 30 years old, German, lives near Stuttgart. Recently returned to poker after abandoning it to focus on his economics studies and then graduating. So congrats.
I like that. He went back, he left poker to go back and study. You usually hear the opposite stories.
Right. He was studying to go back to poker, yeah.
Although that's not as common, when we were starting to grind, you heard all these people that watched some fat kid win a World Series a long time ago, and they decided they were going to drop out of school and play poker full time.
Yeah, it was easier back then.
Yeah, you think?
Slightly.
You think?
There's still money to be made in the game, but it's a lot more rigorous now.
Yeah, you got to study, you got to work at it now. Before, I tell people all the time I could train someone that's never played before, teach them about 5 hours, send them down to the local casino down in Tunica, have them play 1-2, and they'd come back a winner.
Right.
Now it's just not the case anymore. But yeah, you could literally teach someone in like 5 hours how to go win money in cash games.
It's been interesting to watch sort of the hive mind evolve in poker because everyone's really gotten a lot better. Like the best players now are much better than the best players were back then, and even the relatively weaker players now are still probably better than some of the best players were back then. And we're just seeing this sort of this massive evolutionary process go on with the state of the game, at least for No Limit Hold'em.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, how much can you really do with 2 cards? You can get so creative, and there's so many different lines you can take. And like you said, I mean, players that were top of the game, like in 2010, 2008. I've got a lot of friends that were some of the better players, and some of them are doing other things now. And not many. I can't think of really any of them that are at the top of the game still.
So Louis folds the Jack-2 suited there, blind versus blind. I think that he folded the best hand, and he had position, but given the fact that he's in second and Jan is in third by
he's going to wait. He's going to wait for Jan to bust. There's just no point in Louis trying to lose any chips right now.
That is the approach I would take as well here.
I mean, I'm playing my premium hands and things that have value. Jack Deuce has no value, but I mean, yeah, you're just waiting for Jan right now.
Yep.
Especially since Jan hasn't really adjusted to the, he hasn't 3-bet pre-flop this whole day, I don't think. I don't think. There's been one time when he's 3-bet pre-flop.
Yeah, so Jan should be pretty much in push-fold mode now, I think. Danny R folds the button that time. He must have had a real stinker to be folding the button.
Yeah, it had to be bad.
Could not have been a good one.
So maybe it's only 95%.
Louis jams the queen 5 for 12 big blinds. That's call with 9s. The jam there might be okay. I mean, it's probably like
the problem is you're giving Jan a free pass to get back in this, and you're putting yourself in a bad spot.
I think if I'm Louis, I would just limp or maybe even raise 2.6x or something, and because I don't think Jan's gonna get that creative against those plays. Whereas if you jam, you're just letting him play pretty much perfectly against you.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the jam, even though results. Jan woke up with a hand, but yeah, I don't think I would have.
So Louis picks up
some
jack draw. He's got 6 outs now instead of 3, and Jan doubles. So we still have a 3-handed game for a little bit here.
And that's going to change the dynamic quite a bit here too now, because Louis is going to be the short stack, and I would imagine Louis is going to be really aggressive with his pushing over the top of. To get back at least on par with Jan.
I agree. Yeah, I think Louis will. Louis is going to make a pretty big adjustment here because he's been in this spot 1,000 times before playing tournaments full time. So he's going to go into a pretty tight sort of push fold mode, I would suspect, and then he's going to hope that Jan makes a few more spots post flop where he just kind of bleeds chips against Danny R.
Exactly. Yeah, he'll call off his big blind too often and fold when he misses, and they'll be back down to where they were a minute ago. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong shoving a queen 5 to an 8 big blind or whatever it was, a 9 big blind stack. But
I think it was 12.
Was it 12? Was it that much?
Yeah, so I mean, it is a profitable shove. But the thing is, against Jan, I think there are other options you can exercise that are probably
it's definitely a profitable shove. But yeah, and with the dynamic that you have going on here, I think it's definitely a much better just 2.5 or even a flat.
Yeah, even a limp I think is going to be better just because you can just kind of try to bluff him post flop, or if he checks back, you might be able to. You might even have the best hand if he checks back. I don't expect Jan to jam super wide over his limps or anything. I don't think Jan's gonna look down at 9-6 off and jam over his limp.
No, I don't either.
So I think limping's a little bit better there, or 2.5x might be fine too. But like I said, it's certainly not a huge mistake or anything. It's just possible that there were better options.
Yeah, I think there's just better options given the dynamic. That's what's so great about poker is if the seating assignments were different here, it would be.
There's so many little differences, especially in tournaments because of the way the the stack distribution and the ICM works. ICM referring to independent chip model, or a way to value people's stacks based on the payouts and not just the chip sizes. So Louis opening the button here with Ace King. Danny R might defend the 3-2. We'll see. He's got. I mean, he does have 33% equity, so he's got the right price, but he can't know that. I'm guessing that Louis' raise range here is quite tight.
Oh yeah, I would imagine it's quite tight, and I would imagine he's going to just open ship anything that's really
Right. If he had Ace 7 or something here, I would guess he would ship instead of raising. Ace-king seems strong enough to raise, but we'll see what happens here. Ace-3-10, so...
It's a bad flop for Danny R.
Yeah, we'll see if he continues. I mean, I'm assuming that he's going to put Louis on a lot of high cards here anyway, so he might just check fold.
Danny R did. I mean, there was a hand earlier that he had bottom pair and he didn't even think about it. He just snap folded. So
Right.
I mean, you know,
Yeah, he's got some tricks in him, but he's also he knows how to pass up the bad spots. He seems like a pretty strong player overall. I'm not sure who he is online, but I assume he plays online also. Does he check call? He does. Okay, so he's ahead of like king, queen, queen, jack type hands here, I guess. It's a pretty small bet too, so he can't really check fold for that size.
well, now he's dead to everything. That
Yeah, he's pretty.
I mean,
pretty screwed now. We'll see if Louis decides to check again or to bet again. I'm assuming he'll bet again.
there's like no card in the deck that you could put the lose his whole range together, and I don't think there's a single hand that
Yeah, he's not losing. With
he's
anything.
he's not his entire range has hit this board that you could ever assign him a range.
Yeah, agreed. I guess he could have like
King
king
nine,
4 of diamonds or
king
something
nine,
like that,
something. Yeah.
Pretty thin.
Yeah, it's really hard. You have to start inventing stuff to
Right.
call your three here.
A napkin and an Uno card.
Yeah.
So Louis gonna bet again. I assume Danny R will just fold the turn. Not much else he can be doing here. He folds. Right? Yeah.
And I like it too. Just snap, fold, and let's go. Move on.
Yeah, no messing around. It's just a bad turn for his range and a great turn for Louis' range. So.
Yep.
Nothing to think about there. Just fold and move on with your life.
Yeah, but if you commentate some of these enough, you realize.
People start tanking those spots, right?
I mean, the Hollywood in that spot. I mean, there's no point in Hollywood in that spot.
Yeah, the other Dutch streamer Lex Veldhuis was saying on Twitter the other day that everyone who plays live thinks they're in a gangster movie, and that's a pretty accurate description, I thought.
I love Lex.
Yeah, he's great. He played this event as well. He was a table over from me on day 2, but neither of us lasted very long on day 2, unfortunately.
Yeah, someone said, did he play? I said, I don't think he made day 2, but I guess he did. I just didn't see him. Usually, if he comes in the room, I notice him. We say hi, but
yeah.
I didn't see him for day 2. I wasn't there very long either, so I came in super short. I got to play exactly one hand.
One hand. That's the worst. You come back for day 2, and it's like, all right, I'm going to play day 2. All excited here. His first hand, boom.
Well, it wasn't the first hand. I folded several. But
the first hand you played.
First
okay,
hand
right,
I played, yeah. They decided to give me an ace on the button.
So Jan opening to 2.4x here. He made his sizing a little bit bigger. Danny R folds a small blind. I like the bigger sizing from Jan here. I think he was getting messed with a lot post flop. So I think his strategy of playing a tighter range with sizing a little bit bigger is going to yield better results for him.
For sure.
Louis probably still going to defend with the 9-8 here, getting 3-1. Seeing all the hands and seeing all the percentages really drives home why you want to defend your big blind so wide in these spots, because the big blind frequently is having like 40-something% equity even with kind of bad-looking hands. So, seeing all the cards at a final table is actually pretty instructive to learn about ranges and all that. Oh, okay. So Jan flops 2 pair, Louis flops middle pair. I expect Louis will check call at least once, but I don't think he's going to put much more beyond that.
Unless something really bad happens and he gets a 9.
Yeah, 9 would be very bad for him. If there's a 9 on the turn, we are likely going to be heads up.
I'm sorry that my voice is tilting you, Hase. There is a mute button, though. Someone, timed him out for just that.
Wow. We got some aggressive modding in here, guys.
Seriously.
You better watch yourself.
That's actually not a good card for Louis either.
Yeah, he picks up a gut shot. I don't know if he's going to get too sticky here against Jan, though.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't get, but, it depends on what Jan makes it. If Jan makes it small enough to keep him around.
It's possible. Yeah, if he bets like 150 or less, I could see Louis calling again. If he bets any more than that, I think Louis will fold.
Well, he's already got out 200 right there, and he's going for more, so that's this hand's over.
Yeah, I like Jan sizing. I mean, against Louis' range anyway, just because he has a pretty strong hand, but it's also quite vulnerable on this type of board. So.
Oh, for sure.
So Louis should be folding here. What's up, M. Burnsy? Good to see you, man. We are just chilling in Amsterdam. It's always a good day here in Amsterdam.
It's raining today, though.
Yeah, it's been raining on and off. It was beautiful 2 days ago when I had to play day 2. Yesterday was marginal.
That's the day I got lost walking around because I busted early on day 2, so I went and.
That's a consolation of busting a tournament here in Amsterdam, though. You get to explore the city, and it is a great city to explore.
It really is.
So Louis is in the tank here. I think he should just fold this pretty fast against Jan, personally. But obviously, it's easy to say that when you see the full cards.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird when you're commentating, you sort of see it. To me, it's easier to see the flow of the game and to see,
Right.
what's going on. And he's going to make the call.
He's going to call. That's interesting. I don't think Jan has enough bluffs here to make this call. I mean, I guess Jan could be betting with, a flush draw, something like picked up a gut shot or something. Against some players, I think this call is okay, but against Jan, I don't think I would call here.
I think that. Oh.
Now he's in trouble.
Yep.
Although it wouldn't surprise me if Jan checked back the river.
Nah.
I mean, Louis could have the 7 at least more often than Jan will. Have 6, 7, 8, 7, 5, 7. All of those hands, I think.
Louis could shove the river though too.
That'd be kind of sick, and if he shoves and then he winds up accidentally bluffing. So Jan checks back.
Let's check. And he's upset, but he doesn't even know he's beat. Louis was upset that he checked.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I thought I missed value, but no, you saved yourself." Although maybe it would have been interesting if he shoved for value and then Jan actually hero folded. But I don't know if Jan would have folded that hand.
Jan's not folding 2-pair. There's so much money out there.
There's a lot of money out there for sure. It would have been a pretty tough spot for him to fold.
I mean, I think they only had 800 effective.
Only 5.
If it's only 5, yeah.
Yeah, so Louis is back in last place by a pretty big margin here with 11 big blinds.
But that's what's so, he called off 240,000 or whatever it was on the turn.
Big swing, yeah, because if he folds a turn, he still has 8. Jan still has 1.4. I mean, he's still in last by a decent margin, of course, but then he's got a little bit more room for maneuver. Now he's kind of in a rough spot where he's back into push-fold mode, but he was already in last once before, and he managed to get back into second place, so we'll see.
Oh, anything can happen. And I do like his spot where he is, where, he gets to react to Danny R real quick. I mean...
Yeah, he does get the first reaction over Danny R's frequent opens. Danny R raises. Louis has...
Looks like he wants to
suited.
shove.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he shoved here. He might have some fold equity.
Yeah, it doesn't have near as much. This is the problem, though. If he had the 800, I mean, he could definitely have a lot of fold equity. Right now, his fold equity's gone.
Yeah, if he had that extra 5 big blinds or whatever he called on the turn, I think he has more fold equity there for sure.
Yeah, I think he shoves there if he doesn't call the extra 200.
Example of how close decisions can kind of compound themselves in tournaments. It's like, oh, it's one street, it's not going to kill me, but then it takes away your shove spot the next hand. Then if you double down the line, you have that many less chips to double with, and it sort of snowballs.
It does. It's amazing how it's it really does change the whole dynamic. It's one thing that I lost grasp of for a long time was every chip counts, because every little thing can really change the course of the tournament. And like the spot that he's in now, it just really he's hamstrung him. You get down to 11 big blinds, it's easy poker, but at the same time you've lost
all your options. Yeah, it's sort of automatic at that point. Although I mean there's a little more maneuverability with 11 big blinds than people commonly think. But yeah, it's very, very, very heavy on pushing and folding. So Jan limps with Jack. It wouldn't surprise me if Danny R raised here. I think he can put a lot of pressure because Jan's in second.
Yeah, I mean.
I would probably raise here.
I would raise almost everything here. If Jan was if I had pocket jacks here, I would definitely be limping.
Yeah, it's a great spot to limp re-raise. Danny R makes it pretty big.
235,000.
So it's more than a 4x. But it does put Jan in a very tough spot, even if he has a pretty good hand here, like Jack 10 or something. He's really in a tough spot.
Well, it's a miserable spot because, like you said, you have Lewis over there that's got 500,000.
Yep.
I mean, outside of jacks or ace jack, I really just don't know I'm doing anything here. I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah, I think Jan should be folding here fairly wide, but we'll see. Or maybe he can. If I'm Jan, I'm mostly on re-raising or folding here. I don't think I would limp call very often. I mean, he could just limp jam and pick up a pretty big pot here. He's stacking out something.
He's stacking out 500,000 in chips.
He might just be seeing how much he has and whether he can afford to call.
I think he's putting that all in.
He might be. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
So I'm guessing he has jacks or ace jack, right?
Yeah, it's got to be jacks or ace jack. If not, then I'm just going to go shake his hand right now. Because that's a hard play right there if you don't have jacks or ace jack.
It is, especially with... so he folds pretty quickly. Nice. So Jan had at least one jack. We're not sure what his other card was, but I'm guessing it was either jacks or ace jack.
Yeah, I think it is for sure ace jack or jacks. I would love for him to show like Jack 3 there.
That'd be great.
That would be so. That would.
That'd be sweet.
He can come to the commentary booth and tell us supposed to shut the hell up.
Well, like I was saying about Jan, he definitely errs on the tighter side, but he does have some tricks in him. He's
He
you
has
don't
some
make
tricks,
it this far without
but
having some tricks.
I don't think he has tricks. But actually, that's a spot, because he knows what Danny
He knows
Orr's
he's going to
gonna
get raised a bunch, yeah.
Yeah, when he limps, he knows he's going to get raised, and he knows he has so much pressure on him.
So he's got King Jack on the button. It looks like he's going for the raise.
I would just min raise here. I don't know what he did, but I would just min raise
I think he
here.
made it 125, yeah.
That's fine, but I don't know. I just think I've min raise here because you're calling anything that Lewis does, and then if Danny R does re-raise, I would probably err towards folding. You're in a spot now where you're just trying to, the roles are reversed. You're trying to outlast Lewis at this point.
Right.
Yeah, it's a 40,000 euro pay jump here.
It is a pretty large pay jump. And from second to first is almost 60,000 once you factor in the package. Over 60,000 actually. Once you factor in the Tournament of Champions package, which is taking place in April of 2018. That's another cool thing that WPT does. They invite the winners to this special free roll tournament with a pretty big prize pool.
Have you played in that yet?
I have not. I haven't won a WPT yet, but you can direct buy in as well, right? For 15K.
I'm not sure.
I think on some years maybe you can. I'm not sure what it is these days, but I have yet to win or final table one of these. But I'm going to start playing more of them.
I got second once. But that gets you a whole lot of nothing.
I'm sure you got some money for it, though.
Yeah, I got some money, but you don't get the little package. John, we just get to see one of his hole cards again.
Yeah, looks like his hole cards are a little bit off center or something. So he has 10. Danny R is going to be c-betting here with the Queen Jack suited. 2 overcards with a backdoor flush draw.
He would be c-betting with, I would say, 100% of his range on that flop.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's just going to bet small with a wide range of hands there.
It's the benefit of having 5 million in chips.
It definitely helps.
Wow, these guys are brutal on the timeouts.
Yeah, seriously, that was a pretty aggressive timeout there, Mods.
Yeah,
I know Jaime. He's a good guy. He's just messing around.
And I think people that are listening know I wasn't really complaining about a second place.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're just coming into the stream, do not mess around. You will get mod bashed quickly.
So Louis jams a king 4
He's
here.
probably get called.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It does kind of benefit Danny R to let him stay alive.
It does.
To put a little more pressure on. But he's calling anyway.
That's one of the things I learned from a guy that was helping me back in the day, was the value of letting someone live and not taking spots like this.
It's definitely because I mean if he folds here, he's passing up some edge, but then the next few hands he can just keep stealing. Good flop for Louis. You might have him staying alive here. Got to fade 6 outs twice. And 1 card left. Trips on the river. So Louis is back in contention here with still not quite a million chips, but he's more of a threat to Jan. The hand was a lot worse for Jan than it was for Danny R. Danny R doesn't really care, but for Jan, it kind of sucks to have the other short stack double up.
Yeah, for sure. It actually doesn't, like you said, it stinks for the big stack, but at the same time, it has so much value in having both of these guys in short.
Well, Jan is making quite a nice comeback. He's back up to 36 big blinds, which is a pretty big comeback for him. I think he peaked around, what, like a little over 2 million, so he's not even that far off of his high point here. Danny R's just been crushing.
Danny R was up to almost 5 million a minute ago. Now he's down to 4.
Yeah, he just lost about $500,000 on that hand, and then I assume there were a couple other hands where he wound up folding or something.
Well, he just got check raised by Jan a minute ago.
So ace-4 on the button for Jan here. I assume he'll be opening. I kind of like his bigger sizing, actually.
For sure. I was always a huge proponent of just 2 to 2.2, and then I started playing the GPL and realizing when you're playing such really good players,
Yeah, you can't give them too good of odds to defend the big blind.
It's not a bad thing to sometimes go up to 2.5 to 3.
Danny R is flatting the small blind here.
That's unusual for, I thought this would be more of a 3-bet hand for him.
I think if Jan was shorter, he'd be 3-betting. But since Jan is close to 40 big blinds, the options for 3-betting get a little bit less attractive because he can't really go all in right off the bat. It's a little too much. So then, ooh, that's a good flop.
Or you can just flop like that. And
that's a good flop for him. He leads, okay. Very interesting lead by him, but I guess given his image, this is a pretty cool spot to just lead 3 times.
It's working, so.
Yeah, it is working. I mean, if he checks, then Jan's probably just checking back and maybe not losing too much on the hand, but.
I think Jan's betting. I really don't think he's going to check back on that flop. Maybe he does.
Jack on the turn. Jan will probably be folding the turn now if he keeps betting. I assume his plan is just lead all 3 streets here and try to get a hero call from something or another, but.
Just don't bet too much.
But Poker Mush, thank you.
He's just trying not to get banned. Wow. Is he getting called twice?
I don't like this call by Jan. I think
really? Really? You don't like this call?
I think he's
he's not he's not calling.
Oh, boy.
He's digging himself a grave.
Oh, boy. This could get ugly. This could get ugly. Yeah, I think with the stacks being what they are and the short stack being there and you have such a weak hand, you got to just fold the turn. I don't mind his flop call because he doesn't really know what the hell's going on the flop, but on the turn,
Danny R played this really well. He trapped the living hell out of him.
Yeah, he trapped him by betting. It's funny when you have that image, but I mean that is really the image
now he sighs.
He's like, oh no, what do I do? I only have a full house. Yeah, Salter is loving this absolutely.
Salter doesn't know how much he loves this right now.
No, he'd probably love it more if Jan actually had a 10 or something, but Jan might follow up on the bluff on the river here, so we'll see.
I mean, obviously, you got to like a call here.
Yeah,
I mean,
certainly. You're gonna get all the action from the 10 anyway, so there's not much point in raising. If you're Danny R, you just call and hope that you get some more bluffs or something on the river. Jan showing off his tricks here, but he's picked a bad spot for it. The river's gonna be a jack. That actually kind of, I mean, I don't think Danny R is gonna fold or anything, but it does make his hand awkward. If Jan were to shove here, then
it also makes it Jan. I mean, Jan might just check back with the value now.
Yeah, he might just try to show down ace high now. Yeah, yeah, he
does.
Did not work out for him.
Curious to see if the river comes like a 3.
Yeah, see, he's relieved because he thought Jan had a 10. He is relieved. Thought he had 1-5. Yeah, I don't think he would have bet the turn again with this 1-5 though. On the flop, sure, he can have 1-5, but I think when the turn is a jack, if he did lead the flop with a 5, he's going to go into check mode now. So Danny R wins a big pot there. We're right back to where we were before now. Jan and Louis are pretty close in chips. We got a 16 big blind and a 14 big blind stack. Danny R has 81 big blinds.
30-minute break. All right, we got a 30-minute break, guys. I'm assuming Jake will be here when you get back. So, Brian, I appreciate it. It was great being in the booth with you. You're a natural at this. So,
yeah, and I really enjoyed it as well.
Enjoy it with Jake. Jake's obviously a really good guy. He'll be fun. Ask him about his space cake. We were supposed to do it together, but we.
He bitched out on you?
Well, no, he actually did it the next day.
Oh, okay.
And we shared our common stories, but we'll see you in 30 minutes, guys.
All right, guys. We will be back in about 30. Don't go away.
Things may be slowing down here in Amsterdam, but they're just getting started on the WPT Deep Stacks European Tour. Next stop is Cannes, France. The festival begins May 30th through June 4th at Casino Cassette Barrière in the magical French Riviera, including a €1,200 buy-in main event. And it is right after the film festival, so make sure you mark your calendars because poker's red carpet awaits you.
Hi, I'm Mike Sexton of the World Poker Tour, here to tell you about our membership site, clubwpt.com. It's not a gambling site, but it is real poker. In fact, you can win your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes each month without risking any of your hard-earned money. Check out clubwpt.com today and join me and tons of other players for great poker action and exciting tournaments. clubwpt.com. Never lose a dime playing poker. Guaranteed.
I like this. Greatest poker accomplishment, this one.
This one. That's a pretty good feeling.
Look at Jan. His biggest cash was 20,000. I'm rooting for him right now. Sorry, guys. I'm reading through the bios. I might find another favorite, too.
I mean, he's not exactly the underdog with the stack like that in front of him.
So the blinds are 20-40s. We got about a 12 big blind ship with 5-7 from the button, which is pretty standard. You got quickly looked up. Fast pace here.
Yeah.
Live streams on them, they all wait for the cameras and everything. This is good.
Straight
Quick.
into it. All right. So we've got the chat box open. I am, let's see. Where did Lex place? That's a good question. I don't know where Lex placed.
Lex placed way away. It doesn't matter.
Not even close to the money. It wasn't even in the records. Oh, Lex.
Poor Lex. Oh, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jonathan off our pile and throw him away.
Oh, Jonathan, that was a quick exit.
Yeah, he came in with 12 big blinds. So let's see what Jonathan said. We'll read his bio so people at home can have some fun. He is a poker player by profession. He used to be a student. I think he's been a poker player for 10 years. He's had a lot.
Tiger's Poker Night.
Okay.
Play a little poker with Tiger Woods.
Fantastic.
The Tiger Woods Foundation. That happens every year with WPT Foundation. So that's happening in Vegas. And then WPT 500 is happening in Los Angeles.
So it's a pretty quick
It's a big
trip.
one.
Yeah, it's a really big one.
Yeah, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit.
Those are easy bounces, though. Vegas
They are nice and close. And then I'm going to Mexico. Mexico City.
For...
Well, I live between there and LA. My boyfriend's from Mexico City.
I knew that.
Yeah, so I go there a lot. So we have a farm. I'm going to go and do some farming. It balances out my casino time. So there's my vacation.
You got to have balance, for sure.
Yes.
We got a call with... Jordan shoved with ace-8. And Daniel called with king-queen. Is that... Did he call or did he not? He did call. Okay, here we go. I thought he said call. Jordan's been shoving really light with 20 bigs. I don't know if this was a small blind, big blind situation, which would make a little bit more sense. Actually make a lot more sense. But got to dodge 10 outs to stay in the event, and he did not. Yes, that was
event package for his troubles. Was a clock home? I heard someone say 15, but maybe he's just saying the bet says. They're counting down.
It's a good fold.
Yeah. Clock saved him.
It can be easy just to talk yourself into calling there with how aggressive.
Oh
he's
yeah,
been
certainly.
playing. It's like
eventually you're just like, how can this guy possibly have it?
Yeah. Like you couldn't really have blamed him too much for calling there, but he found the discipline to fold, and it was a good fold too.
Yeah, certainly a good fold. Awkward spot for him on the turn as well. I mean, facing that size, it's really just tremendously awkward, but he limited the damage, so he's only lost about 5 big blinds on the hand. Could have been much, much worse if he calls a river. He loses 20 big blinds on top of what he'd already invested.
Yeah, and would have lost the chip lead.
So he's still got a slight lead, but it's closer to even now. I'm not sure if the blinds went up. Probably not yet. Right, we're still at 40K, 80K. On to the next hand. Danny R has the Jack-5 suited in the small blind.
Actually, I'll be coming in for a raise.
Yeah, I expect it to go raise call here, but we'll see. Danny R must be feeling decent after taking that one down, although he would have loved to get called on the river there. In the tank on what he wants to do pre. I guess he's sort of mentally resetting after that big pot, which is something you kind of have to do sometimes. Goes for the min raise, on to Louis, getting 3-1 with a pretty mediocre hand.
I think this was suited actually with pretty decent hand choice just to go ahead and start free betting actually.
Yeah, I think so too. Any of that like mid-suited sort of one gap, two gaps type of stuff is pretty good to add to your 3-bet range in these type of spots. He just defends though, which I agree with. I think the hand is too strong to fold.
Yeah, just don't fold.
King, King 7 with a flush draw. Flop very much favors Danny here. We'll see if he decides to bet or check here. Both options seem reasonable. Goes check, check. 4 on the turn doesn't help either player. Playing with someone like Danny R when they check back the flop here, you really don't want to bluff too much. So I'm expecting Louis to just give this one up. It's very hard to try to bluff someone.
He knows he can't really win at showdown, but like he has basically no equity.
Yeah, trying to bluff this guy is just a fool's errand.
Yeah.
550 on the turn, so he's going with this overbet strat for sure. Louis must be really wanting the next break to come around so he can check his phone and see what
for sure. Like what is going on here? He wants to know that.
We might be going on a break ourselves here, guys. It's like they are taking a break, so that means we are taking a break. Play will resume shortly, so don't go away. Watch the exciting finish of this heads-up battle. We thought it was going to be a quick one, as Louis came in with a 10-1 deficit, and now Louis has a very slight lead, so it's anybody's game at this point. Anybody's game at this point. Very interesting heads-up match we've seen here today. So yeah, join us again in 15 or 20 minutes.
All right, we're finally at Kuchenhof.
I've been looking forward to this for years.
Wow, look at it. Beautiful. I've never seen tulips so big. How gorgeous.
We're so lucky we made it because tulip season's about to end in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God, go to my spirit animal. I'm so excited. I don't think I'm his spirit animal. Well, this is as Dutch as it gets. Wow, can you believe over 3 months they plant 7 million flower bulbs? Wow, that's every year.
Tulip!
What do you think?
They don't look very comfortable.
They're not, but they're attractive.
Some strawberries? Yes, please. Oh, wow. Yum. Oh my gosh. This makes me so happy.
This was incredible.
All right. I think it's the next spot for a poker tournament.
Hi, I'm Mike Sexton of the World Poker Tour, here to tell you about our membership site, clubwpt.com. It's not a gambling site, but it is real poker. In fact, you can win your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes each month without risking any of your hard-earned money. Check out clubwpt.com today and join me and tons of other players for great poker action and exciting tournaments. clubwpt.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Things may be slowing down here in Amsterdam, but they're just getting started on the WPT Deep Stacks European Tour. Next up is Cannes, France. The festival begins May 30th through June 4th at Casino Cassette Barrière in the magical French Riviera, including a €1,200 buy-in main event. And it is right after the film festival, so make sure you mark your calendars because poker's red carpet awaits you.
From the button, which is pretty standard. Get quickly looked up. Fast pace here.
Yeah.
Live streams on them, they all wait for the cameras and everything. This is good.
Straight
Quick.
into it. All right. So we've got the chat box open. I am. Let's see. Where did
Ooh.
Lex place? That's a good question. I don't know where Lex placed.
Lex placed way away. It doesn't matter.
Not even close to the money. It wasn't even in the records. Oh, Lex.
Poor Lex. Oh, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jonathan off our pile and throw him away.
Oh, Jonathan, that was a quick exit.
Yeah, he came in with 12 big blinds. So let's see what Jonathan said. We'll read his bio so people at home can have some fun. He is a poker player by profession. He used to be a student. I think he's been a poker player for 10 years. He's had a lot.
Tiger's Poker Night.
Okay.
Play a little poker with Tiger Woods. for
Fantastic.
the Tiger Woods Foundation. That happens every year with WPT Foundation. So that's happening in Vegas. And then WPT 500 is happening in Los Angeles.
So it's a pretty quick
It's a big
trip.
one.
Yeah, it's a really big one.
Yeah, I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit.
Those are easy bounces, though. Vegas
They are nice and close. And then I'm going to Mexico City.
For
Well, I live between there and LA. My boyfriend's from Mexico City.
I knew that.
Yeah, so I go there a lot. So we have a farm. I'm going to go and do some farming. It balances out my casino time. So there's my vacation.
You got to have balance, for sure.
Yes.
We got a call with Jordan shoved with ace-8, and Daniel called with king-queen. Is that... Did he call or did he not? He did call. Okay, here we go. I thought he said call. Jordan's been shoving really light with 20 bigs. I don't know if this was a small blind, big blind situation, which would make a little bit more sense. Actually make a lot more sense. But got to dodge 10 outs to stay in the event, and he did not. Yes, that was small blind, big blind. That's why.
So now he can go back to Bali. That is our Bali resident.
Oh, so we got a...
Jan has kings in the small blind. Now, this is interesting. How is he going to play this one? I kind of like limping.
I love a limp. I hope he limps.
Looks like he's going to raise, but I mean, his raises have been getting messed with by Danny R pretty wide as well. So no matter what he does here, he's probably going to get action. Did he min raise? Barely over min raise.
Pretty much, yeah. Danny's definitely calling.
Yeah, there's no way he's folding this in.
It looks a little suspicious.
Very suspicious. Jan did make roughly this size raise. Oh, wow.
Wow. He's induced him in. Or was it just free bet?
Yeah, just a 3-bet.
Okay. Oh, but it was like a committing free bet.
Wow. I don't know. A little bit ambitious from Danny R there. I like just defending with that hand. It's a pretty... I mean, you can flop a lot of different things with that hand.
I think in the price as well. Is Jan raised folding all that often there?
He
Not
raised
sure.
queen 7 for that size earlier.
Oh, really?
That was like maybe an hour or two ago. But yeah, even against queens. Oh my
Whoa.
goodness. 3-6, 2 pair on the flop. Wow.
That is not what Jan wanted to see.
That is not at all what he wanted to see. Well, even if Danny R just defends there, that's going to be the flop, and they're probably going to get it in. But Jan can still hit a 4. There it is. Danny R still has 4 outs.
So still
You can watch the emotional roller coaster of tournament poker here on Jan's face.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What a run out that is.
Wow.
That's so sick.
That was incredibly sick. Louis is
That was a made for TV run out. What was that?
Jeez. See rigging the deck over there at the WPT. What an incredible run out that was. Well, great performance by Jan. He finishes in 3rd place. Really unlucky to lose on that hand. Danny R's unbridled aggression sort of slipped away from him there, but he...
Could be the magic 6-3 though. But
There it is. There it is, yeah. Live by the 6-3, die by the 6-3 maybe. We'll see. I assume Louis will probably call 1 bet. Check by Danny R there, okay.
Nobody has a spade, right?
Nobody has a spade, confirmed. I think if I'm Danny R, I'm a little bit more likely to check if I have the 10 of spades and bet this combo of 10s, but I guess checking with this one is okay as well. It's not that many turns you hate. Louis going to bet the turn with the 6. He is not in great shape.
More of a protection bet than anything this, really.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly. Is Danny R thinking about raising? Looks like he is. Is that like a min raise?
Pretty unorthodox.
Definitely unorthodox, but it looks like it's might work out fairly well for him. Well, it's not like he has to protect against much from this hand, but if Louis had something like a 7 with a spade or just like a random spade hand. Min raise, though, that's really interesting. Unorthodox play here from Danny R. I expect Louis will just fold this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what do you even do as Louis now? You kind of just have to fold, I guess.
Yeah, you can't really call. He is trying to work through what Danny R is doing here with this raise size, though.
I mean, this is a spot where it's great to have friends watching the stream so you know exactly what he's up to
in
these
certainly.
situations. Like, has he just got, like, you know, Queen 10 here, or is he...
I assume Louis at least got his brother Jack, who's also had a lot of success in live poker watching the stream. Louis does decide to call here. I don't think I like to call, but it is a confusing spot.
Getting a great price.
Fantastic price, but you do have to face an additional street of action out of position.
You'd kind of expect a lot of Daniel's, like, what is perceived semi-bluff sweep would be on the turn, so if just bet the flop. Let's say he's got king, queen with a spade, you'd expect that to just bet the flop, or any kind of 1 spade hand that's not a pair.
Yeah, so I think his turn min raise range area is pretty heavily weighted towards like marginalist showdown value, kind of like what he had.
And I guess maybe a flush too. But again, you'd expect him to bet most of his flush draws on the flop.
Right. Pot. He picks up a gut shot. So a 5 will now give him a straight. So he has 7 outs, 3 aces, and 4 5s.
I just think on the flop he has just too much showdown value to start bluffing, really.
Yeah, agreed. He's going to keep betting on the turn. This is probably going to work out for him. I can't imagine Louis going to call twice here with 10s. It seems pretty rough. He also blocks a lot of the draws with his 10s.
It's a bad hand to actually bluff catch with. However, if Daniel is just going for it, like...
I guess if he's bluffing this wide, then
any tiny bit of equity, then...
You have to call, but
you have to defend with some stuff.
Pretty tough spot for Louis here. I don't know if these players can check their phone in between hands at the heads up, so they might just be, you know, flying blind until the next break as far as what the other guy had on these spots. Louis is in the tank. It's a tough spot for him. Trying to figure out exactly how wide Danny R is betting this turn. The answer is very. So if he calls twice, we're going to have an interesting spot on the river to see if Danny R is going to go for all of it.
I mean, I think he's definitely going to bluff if a spade comes. But it's much more interesting if it's a blank. A real long time, Lou here.
Yeah, he's suspects something is up here, but this hand is not a great bluff catcher for him, so he really has to have a strong read to want to call again with this hand, I think. He has been playing at this final table against Danier for quite a while, so he may have that strong read. We'll see.
Yeah. And the reason it's like a pretty bad bluff catcher is because you might expect Danier to bet a lot of his gut shots, and straight draws like 10-9, Queen 10 maybe if he didn't raise that pre.
And he even has the spade too, so a lot of the flush draws are blocked. Louis does make the call. Good call on the turn. We'll see what happens on the river, though.
But he rightly assumes that Danier's just going for it again.
What's the river going to be? A jack. Okay, well, that seems like a pretty bad card for Danier to keep bluffing on, because Louis is going to have a lot of King X and Jack X in his range.
Especially after calling the turn, it's unlikely he's held on with worse hands than that.
So I expect Danier will give up on his bluff now.
Yeah.
But, you know, he has surprised us before. If he bets again, I can't imagine Louis is going to call on this run out. But there's the check, and Louis will probably hastily check behind.
Yep. Don't really see much merit in betting here as Louis.
Yeah, you're not going to fold out a king. You're definitely not going to fold out a jack, and you're not going to really get called by a 4 or anything. So. And 10. Louis takes it down. Good call on the turn there by Louis. Although it is interesting, we don't know what would have happened on different rivers. He got a good river there.
That was a great river to shut down on.
So Louis picks up a medium-sized pot.
Was it 12.5 big blinds?
Yeah, 12, 12.5, something like that.
Yeah, can't call. And Louis is not going to be happy seeing King 10.
No, that's very unfortunate to finally get dealt a hand as good as King 9 and run right into King 10.
Yeah.
So he's just getting a count, making sure that everything lines up before he clicks the call button, I assume.
However, if Danier does lose this one, he's going to feel kind of frustrated maybe that he's had 2 all-ins now. One is a big favorite, one is a flip.
Yeah.
Could be a big turning point. Or it could be the end. 22.4%. That's not looking too good.
Not looking great, but there are some chops out there, so he might hit one of those. About 10% of the time, this is going to be a chop. Ooh, Louis flops a 9 and takes the lead. Danier still has 4 queens and 3 10s that he can hit. And he picks up another 4 outs.
An 8 as well now.
He's got 11 outs going into the river.
25% clean.
No, a 6. A 6 is not going to do it, so Louis doubles up there. We have ourselves a match. Louis is back up to 25 big blinds now.
And Danier down to 60 big blinds now.
Yes, we are getting closer now. So if Louis doubles again, he will actually be a decent-sized lead.
Yeah, it's frustrating for Danier. He was on the brink.
He was definitely on the brink. We saw the trophy within his grasp there, and now he has to keep playing. That can be a demoralizing spot.
It can be, for sure.
Strategy, whereas before he was sort of handcuffed to a more limp-heavy strategy.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Danier will just go all in here.
Was it 20? Yeah, 20. I think he's just all in for sure.
7s is a type of hand that's like very strong pre, but most flops are going to make it really awkward for you to play out of position. So.
Yeah. Even if you have the best hand, it's very difficult to know.
You just take your pre-flop edge here.
And you'll obviously, even though Louis has a super strong hand here, he is actually a slight favorite.
He has passed up on some spots that I thought were pretty clear shoves before, and most notably the ace-3. So maybe he'll actually just small ball this one. No, is he easy? He's doing something. We'll see. He might 3-bet less than all in.
Maybe.
I think I would just shove, but yeah, it looks like he's going for the non all in 3-bet.
It's just an all in call now.
Yeah, definitely. Louis must be excited to see a 3-bet here.
Yep. I mean, it's two. You've seen all the hands so far. It's 2 huge hands heads up. Kind of cooler in a way.
Oh yeah, certainly.
They're both pretty excited about it.
Interesting spot to 3-bet less than all in, because he doesn't really want to get called and see a flop, because a lot of the hands that Lou would just call the 3-bet with are going to be really awkward for him.
Yeah,
Like
he's
Jack
got
10 suited.
A lot of suited broadways.
All that stuff, yeah.
They always call.
Well, I think now that he's taken this road, he's pretty much obligated to call.
I mean, you can't possibly fold now. He does not.
He does not. We have
And
ourselves a coin flip.
For it all.
A coin flip for all of it.
Wow.
He'll have 30 big blinds left if he doesn't hold up with the 7s here.
Kind of feels like the momentum's going towards Louis, though, to be honest.
Was the bouquet tipping a sign? We shall see.
So another chance for Danny to win it.
Oh, ace in the window.
Ace in the window.
Down to 2 outs again, although he does have the backdoor diamonds as well. Or no, he doesn't.
I think this is the 3rd time he's had Louis all in now, right? To win it. Does he have diamonds? No.
No, I saw the 7s
same
that
thing.
were outs. Yeah, I thought they were. So he needs to hit a 7 or a 7. He needs an 8 and a 6.
Hit the post.
Gives the board a little grimace there.
And we have a new chip leader.
Rough turnaround there for Danny R. Louis is up to 55 big blinds. He had Louis on the ropes. But showing the importance of patience here in the heads-up game, Louis has found himself some good spots.
Now he's a big favorite to win the game.
Do you want to flip coins or play cards?
Vince, real poker players are sick of the all-in fest on those other social poker sites, so they're switching to playwpt.com. Stop playing nonsense and start playing poker. At playwpt.com, the chips don't come easy, so every hand matters. No more waiting for pocket aces and praying for them to hold up against 3 or 4 opponents. That's not poker.
That's right. Play anytime, day or night. There's always a seat open. Play WPT Poker,
where skill matters.
Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Howe back with our coverage of the WPT Amsterdam series here at the Holland Casino. The casino property is worth a visit in and of itself. I'm going to give you a closer look. Set in the heart of this vibrant European city, the casino offers numerous live table games, slots, a high-limit gaming area, and celebrated fine dining in the restaurant here, all amidst a high energy that mirrors its spectacular surroundings. There you have it. If you're looking to play great poker in Amsterdam, look no further than Holland Casino for the most prestigious poker events in the Netherlands. For more information, check out hollandcasino.nl and of course, stay tuned to WPT.com.
I got 4 guys calling me, I'm out in front, and I lose.
Vince, stop playing that nonsense on those other social poker sites. Start putting your skill to the test at playwpt.com. At PlayWPT, the chips don't come easy, so your opponent will think twice before going all in with a 7 deuce. You can play as much as you want, whenever you want, in ring games, tournaments, and sit and goes.
Yes! Yes, my hand finally held up. Beautiful. That's the way it was supposed to work.
Play WPT Poker, where skill matters.
We'll order you some food if you're hungry.
Yeah. Actually, it should be after next hand, after this hand. Okay, so let's use 40 and 80 because I did the shuffle during this period here. And next hand we use with my left. Okay.
We continue the main event final table. The heads-up final, Louis Salter from the UK against Mr. Daniel from Kazakhstan.
All right, guys, we're back in action for the WPT Amsterdam main event here. Heads up, Louis Salter versus Danny R. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's not try that.
It's actually not even listed on here. It says Danny R, but that's definitely not right. It's been mostly the Danny R show so far at this final table. He has been crushing three-handed, but now Louis has got the better of him heads up so far. Louis hit King 9 against King 10 to double, get back in contention. Then he won a flip with Ace King against 7s. Now Louis has a slight lead. Mark asked what the min cash was this tournament. The answer is 4,400. That looks like the World Poker Tour account got it. So Louis with the open on the button with Queen 3. Danny R defends a 10-6 suited.
That looks like a lot of queens.
Oh, that is a lot of queens for Louis right there. We'll see if he decides to bet or check. It's kind of an interesting spot because his check range might even be stronger than his bet range here. Like, he might be more likely to get bluffed by Danny R if he bets than if he checks.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting.
Although Danny R has been overbetting a lot, so maybe checking is better for that reason. If you can get even one overbet out of him,
yeah,
you get a lot more money by checking.
For sure.
The buy-in was 3,300.
So the 8 of hearts might tempt Danny to get involved.
He does have some backdoors. Looks like he has floated. Yeah, he's not a fan of folding, Danny R. He's not a fan of folding.
Okay, that's a good card.
Action turn. Action turn. So how will this play out?
Daniel actually has a fair amount of ace-x there too.
Louis in the tank. I assume he will bet again. Given how passive Louis has played this heads-up match, and I think he was correct to do so, Danny R probably should be taking a little bit of pause here when he sees a two-barrel.
Mm-hmm. Interesting spot after floating the flop now. He actually picks up some equity. What's he going to do?
Lekarov is saying that Danny R is a very good live cash pro. That actually makes a lot of sense based on the way he's played this, I think. Because he has picked up some stuff that we wouldn't have necessarily thought.
He's got it right in a lot of spots where...
So he's going ahead and check raising the turn, which I think makes sense. He's thinking that Louis might have an ace and that he's going to put him in a tough spot here. But I don't know, I think that with how passive Louis has played the match in general, I'm not sure if this is the right spot to pull the trigger, but we'll see how it plays out.
This is exactly what Louis was hoping would happen.
One Mark asked if I'm streaming later. I'll be on there tomorrow, Mark. I don't think I'm going to be on there tonight. But yeah, the Sunday Scoops will be on there tomorrow. So he check raised barely over the minimum. Louis is just going to call.
I feel like Louis doesn't have that many bet folds here.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Danny R must be planning on like blasting the river to make this line make sense, I think.
Yeah. So keep his range wider on the turn.
Danny R Albakirov. I'll go with your pronunciation, Jaime.
I was thinking 3 of hearts would be a good card. But
that would have been an interesting one. That would have been an interesting one. So I'm assuming Danny R will continue with his bluff now. Louis is sitting pretty with queens full of threes here.
Yeah, it would kind of not make sense to make it so small on the turn just to give up.
Right. Yeah, because Louis is going to be calling the turn check raise with a wide variety of hands, including a bunch of draws.
Yeah.
Ace-X. So I'm guessing Louis will just jam. Or min raise. Not sure how many. There's 23 big ones left, so maybe. I don't know. Does he go for all of it and try to jam and stack a queen? Because he's probably not getting called on a min raise by anything less than a queen anyway. I think I would just jam as Louis, but it doesn't really matter what he does. He's only going to win 550K here either way. So the winner of this is going to get 152,600 euros plus a 15K Tournament of Champions package. Now, you've played in that before, right, Jake?
Yeah, I actually played it this year.
How was that?
It was really good fun tournament, actually. Really good. And there's a lot of like added prizes and stuff. It's actually sick value.
So are you allowed to direct buy, or do you have to win your way in?
You have to have won a WPT to be able to enter. But you have to direct buy in unless you've won one that season.
I
got you. That's when you get the.
So if you won one in the past, you
can direct buy, yeah.
So Louis does go all in here with the full house, and Danny R is just going to fold pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think Danny was trying to fold out an ace there. He was just trying to fold out a slightly better draw.
Yeah. Well, he ran into the boat that time. So Danny R's live reads failed him that time, but Louis is he's got a good poker face. He does not give much away with his movements or his expressions.
And now Louis up to nearly 5 million.
Very nice turnaround by Louis here, who came into this heads-up match as a 10-1 underdog.
Yeah.
He is now roughly a 3-1 favorite, but Danny R is not going to go down without a fight. He is a fighter. Louis must be thrilled to be in this spot after coming in so shallow heads up. But he won King 9 against King 10 all in pre for a pretty standard shove. And then he won a huge coin flip with Ace King and 7s. And that is how we've arrived at this spot now with 50,000, 100,000 blinds. So Danny are down to 18 big blinds.
Oh, wow.
The blinds have just gone up. Danny are limps to 8-6.
Yep, I like it.
So he seems to be shifting to a more limp-heavy strategy now that he's shorter. Or maybe it's just one hand, I don't know. He was mostly raising before he decides to limp this one, but he also shifted to a more limp-heavy strategy last time Louis was under 15 big blinds. So,
Although he's somewhat unpredictable, to be honest. I actually wouldn't mind a raise here from Louis.
Yeah, I think it's a decent hand to do it with. You definitely do not mind getting limp jammed on with a hand like this.
Yeah.
Not missing out on much. Louis decides to keep it fairly ABC and just checks here, which is also fine. Danny R is pretty unpredictable, tough player, so just trying to make hands and catch him bluffing in big spots like Louis just did with the full house. Seems like a reasonable strategy here. Louis is probably just going to check fold.
Yep.
We'll see if Danny R bets a flop or goes for a check first.
I'm holding him in bet.
Yeah, I think he's doing his...
oh, he went check on the flop. That was happening quickly.
Oh, and then he bet the turn. Yawning as he takes it down. I don't know how much he bet, though. It looked like he bet about pot, so I guess he's going for his overbetting strategy.
Yeah.
BB stands for Big Blinds, the real Billy Borso. Makarov says this would be the first WPT winner from Kazakhstan. I'm not sure if that's true, but it sounds like it could be.
Yeah, I can't think of any from the top of my head.
I assume he would be. Louis folds a 7-2 suited. Maybe a little tight folding a suited hand, but it is the literal worst suited hand. These guys are playing for all those chips in the middle there, plus that lovely bouquet of flowers.
And the name on the trophy.
And the name on the trophy. The chat is asking if you have won a WPT, Jake.
Yeah, I won WPT London back in 2011.
How much was that for?
£275,000, which
Very
was
nice.
around at the time was about $400,000.
Very nice.
And Phil Ivey played it, so it counts.
Danny are with the raise at the Jack 2. Louis has Ace Jack. I'm guessing he'll just shove with the stacked up.
Yeah. Can't really see him doing anything else.
I have not won a WPT. Soon, I hope. I do plan on playing more of them. The next WPT coming up on the schedule is going to be the... and Louis does indeed go all in with the Ace-Jack. Danny R folds quickly. Next WPT on the schedule is a WPT 500 in Los Angeles at the Garden Casino, the newly renovated Garden Casino, formerly Hawaiian Gardens. That's running from the 21st to the 31st. I will not be at that one, but I may go to Con, the WPT Deep Stack in Con, from May 30th to June 4th. In the same building as the Cannes Film Festival, the world-famous film festival.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nice time on the French Riviera there. And then the next one is in Tampa, June 8th to 19. WPT Deep Stacks in Tampa, Florida. Lots of WPT events all around the world. Check out WPT.com for updates. You can also download the My WPT app, which has just been launched. No more jokes about Borat. Yeah, I always think it's funny that people think Kazakhstan, they associate it with Borat, because it's actually like entirely on the other side of Russia. It's really close to China. And Borat was more about like Eastern Europe, so it's very misleading.
So now it's Dania who needs the double.
Danny R has found himself with the situations reversed here. He's got the 8-3 suited on the button. Looks like he's going to play the hand. He is going for a limp. Yep. I think I like that. Louis with the 10-5 offsuit. A roughly average holding, maybe slightly below. We'll be checking.
Both get a little bit of it.
Yeah, two guys from Kazakhstan in the top 4 of this WPT. Very impressive performance by Kazakhstan. I'm not sure how many total players from Kazakhstan were in the tournament, but it wouldn't surprise me if the answer was 2. And we had another player from Kazakhstan finish 4th.
Oh. Yeah, I can't imagine it's that high.
Shingis Satubiev, I hope I'm saying that right. Danny R bets the flop. Louis calls with middle pair. So we have middle pair against bottom pair. Turn is a 7.
It's not a real reason for either player to bet the turn.
Yeah, I think turn should go check check.
Danny disagrees.
Apparently he does. So is he turning his hand into a bluff then?
Yeah, I really don't see any merit in betting here. You're only really going to get called by better hands. I mean, you do protect against some flush draws, but...
I think he's turning it into a bluff. He's basically treating it like he has a 5-out draw and bluffing with it now. But yeah, I would prefer checking here as well. He does play a bit of an unorthodox style, very aggressive style. Unpredictable. Louis is going to make the call here with a weak middle pair. Louis in a tough spot out of
Yeah,
position
I
here.
mean, he's not super excited about it, but it's definitely too strong to fold just yet. I mean, I really think after betting the turn, Danny has to go for it on the river, really.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
or he can just hit 2 pair. That works as well.
That's not fair.
That works as well. So I'd imagine he bets for value now. Should be ahead of most of Louis' hands other than flushes. He goes all in. That seems like a bit much. I don't think his hand is strong enough to bet 1.5x pot, but he has been overbetting quite often. So a nice pickup there for Danny R. He's about a 2-to-1 underdog again. Got his value out of that turn bet.
Very unfortunate river for Salter.
Very unfortunate indeed.
Although you never know, maybe he was going to do that regardless.
He might have, yeah.
So
I mean, if it's a club that's not a 3, he's probably still going to bluff with it, I would assume. But oh, Louis has been dealt the 4-3 here on the button. Let's see how he decides to play this one. I wouldn't mind him folding just like the bottom chunk of his range, just because Danny R plays so hard post. He's not letting you win any pots easily. So even with the button and 3-to-1 odds, I do not mind the fold there.
It does feel like Salter's the second best hand a lot, but then just when he gets all in, does not lose.
Yeah. So Louis Salter finished second on the Monty Dam Swing leaderboard. It's a new promotion they have. The PokerStars Championship WPT Monty Dam Swing rewards players for playing in both the PokerStars Championship Monaco and the WPT Amsterdam. Louis finished second on the leaderboard with, I believe, 85 points, which is going to win him a €6,000 WPT main event package. Very cool promotion there by WPT. Danny R is King 10 on the button here. He limps, and Louis checks his option with 8-7 offsuit. Danny R definitely switching over to a slightly more limp-heavy strategy now. Flop comes King Queen 4. Danny R is cutting out a bet here. Big bet, big bet. We've seen him do this before. He overbets on these draw-heavy textures. He's betting 2x the pot.
It's been very value-heavy, though, so far. When he's taken
Definitely very value-heavy. I don't think I've seen him do it as a bluff yet.
Yeah.
He did it with ace-jack on jack-high. He did it with the full house out of their hand, and now he's done it with top pair.
Louis not falling for it.
Louis not falling for it that time.
Oh, that would have been a pretty ambitious fall for it with the 7-8 there.
Yeah. Check mid-raise or something. Danny R is not content to grind out the small pots. He's definitely a slugger.
He wants to put pressure on.
But it's been working out very well for him at this final table. He came into this day second in chips with 1.8 million. Even as a shorter stack heads up, he still has 2.3 million, and he's locked up second place money, which is 106,700 euros.
Sick thing about poker tournaments, though, he's always going to be thinking that he had this tournament won.
Yep.
So, like...
Yeah, he came into the heads up with an over 10-to-1 chip lead.
Although it might sound ridiculous, he's probably going to be annoyed with his second place if he gets it.
That's the thing about tournaments. Everyone but first is pissed off.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be okay in the next few days.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right in the long run. But So Danier raises the limp all in with a pair of sixes for 24 big blinds, which seems reasonable enough. Louis had 5-4 offsuit, so
No decision.
been a very interesting heads-up match. A lot of swings.
It has been very interesting, actually, yeah. Two very different strategies.
Very different strategies. Louis is playing more of a passive, straightforward, standard tournament player type of strategy, and Danier is doing a lot of creative stuff.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of things outside of the box.
He's made some really cool plays, some really cool reads. Danier played a really sweet hand three-handed where he 3-bet queen 10 offsuit. Louis cold 4-bet ace 4 suited. Danier calls. The flop comes 8-6-3. I think with 2 spades and 1 club, Louis had clubs, and Danier just check jammed with queen 10 high, took it down. That was what gave him the chip lead, three-handed.
He had no flush draw, right? Just queen 10.
I think he had a queen of spades, so backdoor spades, but yeah, basically no flush draw.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty wild. But I mean, when he gets that right, it looks genius.
Oh yeah, and it gave him such a big, snowball effect because it gave him a big stack, and then he could just start pressuring the 2 short stacks.
And now nobody really wants to play back at him because they know.
Yeah, they know that he's just willing to do anything.
Yeah. It's a good image to have, actually.
It's a fine line between spew and genius.
Yeah, so I mean, let's say he runs into kings in that hand.
Right, he
looks like, oh my god, what's he done? He's lost his mind.
But someone in the chat was saying, Lekarov was saying he was a live cash pro, so perhaps he picked something up there from Louis. Louis played a lot of live poker himself, so I assume he's not giving away massive amounts of tells or anything, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Danier's nickname is Student, huh? He looks like a student, but he certainly plays like he knows his way around the game.
Pretty attractive hand for Louis. Queen 9 suited.
Queen 9 suited, a fine holding. Louis going to come in for a raise here. Is that a 2.2?
Look like it.
$220, yes.
Exactly.
Danier with the king 7. The default play for him would be to call, but can't make too many assumptions. Can't make too many assumptions. Sunglasses are on. He is considering his options.
And he eventually calls.
So the student defends. We're going to a flop here. Pretty close to a coin flip, 54-46. Louis has position and a much more playable hand. Danier does technically have the best hand as of right now. Ace King 4.
He increases his lead
by quite a bit. So Louis got nothing but queen high. We'll see how he proceeds here. See if he tries to check and go to showdown mode, or if he tries to start by c-betting. Looks like he's going to start with a bet. What's the sizing? On the smaller side, it looks like, which I think makes sense.
Is that 170?
Might even be 120. 160. We were both wrong. You were closer, though.
A call from Danier.
Danier with the call. Pretty clear call by him. Not many other options from there. So if Louis decides to multi-barrel this hand, it could get interesting. Otherwise, he's probably just going to be giving up and going to showdown mode. I'm assuming against Danier, he's not going to get too out of line here. Yeah, now that he's hit a 9,
yeah,
that makes him more likely to check.
Yeah.
So he's ahead of a 4 now. He's still ahead of the flush draws. Not going to fold out an ace, so probably just going to go into showdown mode now with the queen 9. We're on a 30-minute delay. But we're watching this at the same time you guys are, so we do not know how this ends up. We've avoided giving ourselves spoilers. We're at the Holland Casino, but we're in a little back room here doing the broadcast.
Yeah, we're hidden away in the back.
River is a 10. Completing the board. I assume that it's going to go check again.
Yep.
And it does. Danier shows the king. Louis mucks his 9. Small pot goes to Danier. Closer now. 38 big blinds versus 30 big blinds. So this is the second big event we've had here at the Holland Casino this week. We had the WPT Deep Stacks, where first was about 80,000. And then this is the WPT main event, versus 152,000, plus an entry to the Tournament of Champions.
And that's like a 15K package, I think, too, right?
Yeah, 15.
So it actually makes the jump quite big.
It's a pretty big heads-up jump. I'm not sure if these two made a deal, or if they're just playing for all of it. This is going to be a big hand right here. Ace-8 suited against kings. This will be a big one. It might not be all of it, because he's up to 30 big blinds now. With like 20, I think this would be all in very often.
Well, I imagine it's going to go raise 3-bet, and then it's what Danier does after that.
I assume Louis will 3-bet, but it is sort of problematic for him that he hasn't been 3-betting very much at all this match. So his first 3-bet is going to look very strong, I think.
Yeah.
But nobody's folding ace-8 suited here. So.
No. Actually, I would have liked him to have taken a few of the spots earlier.
Yeah, it's one good thing about getting some light 3-bets in is that when you finally get a hand, you're much more likely to get action. But
yeah.
I don't know. Against Danier, he might not need the history, because this is a man who does not like to fold.
No. And with ace-8 suited, you can't really blame him either.
No, certainly not. So we'll see what Louis decides to do here. I'm guessing he'll 3-bet. Here it comes. He is putting in a 500 and something.
540, I think.
There you go. Superior chip reading skills from Jake here. So I'm assuming Danier will call.
It looks like it's kind of a call, yeah.
There's the call. We're going to go to a flop. Over 1 million chips in the pot. This is going to be a big one, regardless of who wins it.
Yeah, it's going to be decisive.
Louis is sitting pretty with a pair of kings, but the flop can change all that.
I mean, Louis got to be loving this situation. There's a heart. There's 2 hearts.
2 hearts on the flop. Wow, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big one.
Like that 44% for Danier.
Pretty close to a coin flip post flop here. So Louis out of position. He will have to act first. 1.1 million or so in the pot. I believe the effective stack is about 2.5 million. Louis counts out a bet. Is that 535,
I think.
I couldn't see if it was 125 or 2. 585, okay. No, 555. So is he going to call or raise? He says all in.
Call.
Louis snap calls with 2 kings.
And this is for all the chips.
This is for pretty much all of it, guys. Whoever loses, if Louis loses this hand, he'll have 7 big blinds. And if Louis wins this hand, he will have the trophy.
11 outs for Danier.
This is what it's all about. A 60,000 euro coin flip right here, give or take.
And Louis did actually not want to see that hand. He wanted to see like...
No, you want to see ace jack or king jack.
King jack, yeah.
Yeah, king jack is what you want to see there. Brick on the turn for Louis. He's got to fade 11 outs going into the river, and he will win the tournament. An incredible comeback. Oh, a heart on the river. A heart on the river.
Danier must be thinking, I've finally won it all in, though.
Louis grimaces. You can't blame him. That was a rough one. He was 1 card away from winning the tournament after coming in with 11 big blinds against over 100.
And now we're back to where we started.
Right back where we started with 7 big blinds for Louis. Right back where we started.
Yeah,
Well, it's been a roller coaster.
Been a complete roller coaster. I think that hand was completely fine by both players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
It's not much.
unfortunate to be on the losing end of it for Salter.
Not much else that can be done there, I think. Money is going in.
That's got to feel good for Daniel. He's like, okay.
Loyal Ray 13, this is indeed me.
He's like, okay, I've got to finish him now.
Yeah, he's his spirits have been lifted here. He was getting beat up for a while. He was pretty short, and he's made a nice comeback. Both players have made incredible comebacks in this heads-up match. Louis came in with a 10-1 deficit, back to a 10-1 deficit now. He's overcome it once already. Can he do it again? That's going to be a little tougher, but we'll see.
That would be some comeback if he did it again.
Yeah, 2 comebacks of this magnitude in one tournament would be very impressive indeed. Louis feeling the victory slip away from his grasp after being so close. But that is why we play the game, the ups and downs. 60,000 euro swing on that 1 all-in. Both players played it fine. Both players had great equity. Only one can win the pot. We are in Amsterdam, Lekkerov. We are, yes. The Holland Casino in Amsterdam. I actually live here. I've been here for 4 years now. Jake is visiting.
Yeah, just my 2nd time here, actually. And my 1st time playing poker here, but it will not be my last. I've actually had a really good few days here.
Yeah, we have another great event coming up here in November, the Master Classics of Amsterdam. The WPT has been here every year in May for the past 2 or 3 years, so that's been really great, having the WPT come to town. The trophy is within Danier's grasp now. Louis all in with Jack 8. Danier has Ace 4. This is going to be a jam and call spot.
Yep. Danny's going to be a small favorite.
Small favorite.
To finish him and win the WPT Amsterdam.
Can he finish the job this time? He's been trying to finish Salter off for a couple hours now. Has not been easy.
No. He's turned to be a hard man to kill off.
No, good flop for Danier.
Great flop for Danier.
He's got a 5 to kill him, and all he has to do is fade a jack or an 8. An ace would also kill Salter's chances here. King on the turn, that is not going to change anything.
6 outs, and that's it.
6 outs for Louis going into the river. Can he do it?
No, he can't.
He can't.
We've got a winner.
Looks like we have a winner, folks. Danier wins the tournament. The student has become the teacher.
That was a very, very fun.
Gives his friend a hug, who finished in 4th place. Shingis.
Unfortunate, but Salter 1 card away from winning it, but you've got to say, pretty worthy winner here with Daniel.
He is. He looks relieved to have won there, and that was a hell of a heads-up match. They really put him through the ringer to win that trophy, but he pulled it off. Very impressive performance there by Danier. He played his heart out at the final table. Played very, very tough the whole time. Very unpredictable game. Made some really sweet plays.
Yeah, made some great reads. Gotta hand it to him.
Some fantastic reads for sure. Very entertaining to watch too. You know, sometimes some final tables people play very cautiously, don't take too many risks. That does not apply to Danier here. He definitely played his heart out, earned that title.
Indeed. Indeed. Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we are signing off from the booth here. Brian Paris and Jake Cody. You can
that's a wrap.
Check me out on Twitter or Twitch at bparispoker on both. And I believe Jake is at Jake Cody on Twitter.
Yeah, just my name at Jake Cody, and on YouTube the same, Jake Cody.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We will be coming back to you again real soon.
Hi, I'm Mike Sexton of the World Poker Tour, here to tell you about our membership site, clubwpt.com. It's not a gambling site, but it is real poker. In fact, you can win your share of $100,000 in cash and prizes each month without risking any of your hard-earned money. Check out clubwpt.com today and join me and tons of other players for great poker action and exciting tournaments. clubwpt.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Things may be slowing down here in Amsterdam, but they're just getting started on the WPT Deep Stacks European Tour. Next stop is Cannes, France. The festival begins May 30th through June 4th at Casino Cassette Barrière in the magical French Riviera, including a €1,200 buy-in main event. And it is right after the film festival, so make sure you mark your calendars because poker's red carpet awaits you.